Where'd my papers go?
You only smoke joints?
Yeah. Well, no, and dabs, and we can certainly grab a bong from someone.
I need that as a drop, though.
What did I say, Vinny?
She
I
said,
lost my papers.
she said, you only smoke joints?
No, stop.
That was awesome.
Watch that move.
Practically every one of the top 40 records being played on every radio station in the United States is a communication to the children to take a trip, to cop out, to groove. The psychedelic jackets on the record albums have their own. This is a special question. We don't want you to smoke genetically modified ganja. We want you to smoke the real thing.
Me?
Want you to smoke the natural herb.
Sweet.
Some call it marijuana.
Sweet.
Some call it sesame.
Sweet.
Some call it lamb's bread.
The tea.
And some people call it.
Welcome to an edition of the Adam Dunn Show. I'm your host, Adam Dunn.
I'm Dave Charnick.
Whoa, and that's Vinny Bob over there.
No, that was Marky Mark, bro.
Oh, that was Mark, sorry. And we got Mr. Bean in
And
the
this is
house.
Christina.
And we have Christina hanging out with Dave over there at Pinsacalis' mansion. Are you okay?
I'm sorry, this is officially Hayes Studios.
Oh, Hayes Studios. All right. Yes.
But there's no Hayes here.
No haze. Zero haze. Nice background you got there, James. I like that. Good job.
Thank you. Thank you.
Did you build that? Did you build that on your
On your AI, Matron.
Yes, you did.
Yes, that would be an AI. Finally, you guys caught me with an AI. Finally.
We were hoping you would embrace it. For so long, you were the only one of us who just never really wanted to do anything with it.
I know.
So good,
Well, it's all
good for you.
backwards.
Attaboy, buddy. Attaboy. No, it's fine for us. It's backwards for you.
And we have,
no.
and we also have Happy Dream Genetics coming in late a little bit, right, James?
Yeah.
James,
About an
his latest breeder on the block.
Yeah.
But not new by any means of the word, though.
No, very much not so, if that makes sense. Cool, and we're not. Don't call it a GOA. Can't say it. Can't say those words. Otherwise, apparently,
it's like whatever.
you get in big trouble. Big trouble.
G-string.
So we're having a crazy
It's a G-string.
crazy show. I guess it's going to be Who Wants to Be a Millionaire in seed form? Millions of seeds. They can give away 1,000,000 seeds. How many seeds are we giving away?
So we're going to be giving away, if you answer all 15 questions, you have the option to win 150 free seats. That's 10 packs.
10 packs. Wow.
Now, James, I'm sure we should have done this in pre-show, but there was a question from production regarding how many questions do you have, since if there's another contestant who hears me answering, won't they have the answers to the questions, or are they complete, random?
See, you thought you'd catch me with such a complicated question. No, I've got 4 games, 4 sets of questions for 4 separate players.
See, Mark, nothing to worry about.
Nothing to worry about,
buddy.
Mark. Mark got all panicked. He was panicking. He thought
I'm definitely not panicking.
he was seriously panicking. He was frantic and flipping.
Was he sweating at him?
He was flipping pages around on his table, on his thing, like on his desk there, like acting like something was going to
Yeah,
happen.
all these papers that are all over my desk.
He
was flinging them all
I don't
around.
think I've ever seen him have paper.
No, exactly.
All these papers all over my desk.
That's WK.
Hey, look, there's Mark and Vinny. How you doing, guys?
Say hi.
Oh, now they're gone. Now they're gone.
That was it.
Now they're gone.
Yeah,
Good,
that was
good,
it.
good.
I don't know. I'll say hi again. Hi, how you guys doing? How's everyone?
Hi, buddy.
So how's Vegas? How's Vegas, Dave? Let's give us a Vegas update.
Dave, give us a
Come
Vegas
on, give us a
update,
crazy
Dave.
Vegas update.
Crazy Vegas update is
How much money you lost?
I'm not gambling a cent. I don't have any. Dude, you saw the grovel letter I sent to all of our adverts. Anyway, I decided I rolled a joint this morning in the room, and I walked downstairs, took the elevator downstairs, walk out the door to go up to the car because under my sunglasses is really glary. At the Strat the main level is level 3. There, I open the door. There's fucking 6 Metro police officers in the process of arresting someone. One of them walks over to the cruiser, and I hear him distinctly say, "I found another bag of guns." and he drops this fucking brown grocery sack that lands on the cruiser with a thud. And I just kept walking. So, just another day in Vegas.
Nice.
Found a whole bunch of guns at the Strat parking lot before they could shoot me, buddy.
Oh, good.
Well, there you go. Sounds.
Yeah,
So those weren't your guns then?
They weren't what?
They weren't your guns.
No. Are you kidding me? I drove through Utah with cannabis on me, and I was completely legal because I got a reciprocity card from Utah Medical Cannabis.
I know, you're so fucking cool.
So when you go,
great, man.
So when you go, how many days is it good for?
21.
Okay, so you're good. You don't have to read
Yeah.
it or nothing.
No, while I'm here, I got to get permission to cross Utah again to come home. No, it's not that bad. But Mark, you'll be happy to know I did forget a lighter right now, so I'm hoping Christina has a lighter.
Very nice, dude.
At least you're staying on.
pretty
At
sure.
least you're staying on
Don't
brand.
change.
You're on
Yeah,
brand.
for sure.
You
I
know?
don't think they're having you sign the wall.
I don't know how you go so many places without a lighter, dude. I just don't
Don't
understand.
go changing.
I had one somewhere, but
Isn't that
I
awesome?
misplaced it.
Oh,
Oh, look at that. Look.
So
look.
I am.
Shout out to Toker Poker.
Oh, nice.
They're
Yeah,
a Boulder-based
dude.
company.
that's right.
hell yeah.
So I am.
I have an Adam Dunn show one in my bag.
I just drove past it the other day. I was all, look at that. Toker Poker just hanging in there somehow.
We are.
Well, because they've penetrated. They're everywhere now.
Whoa, Dave, slow down. Slow down, Dave.
Well, it was the whole Operation Toker Poker. That's what put them on the map.
That's true.
Oh yeah,
That was crazy.
Right.
That was a big one,
I
right?
forgot about that.
That was weird.
Looking for
That was
Operation
weird.
Toker-
How did they
was
come up?
weird.
Yeah, how did they come up with that? Just
I
rant? It was like a rant.
His genius.
No, but it was definitely a thing. I remember when that happened.
Yeah.
let's
Somebody was
see here.
smoking weed that was on part of the task force and was like, hey, let's call it Toker Poker.
James, is
drug
that your
bust with
game show
thousands of
music or
pounds
is
of
that
pot.
Vinny's?
What
It's-
year was that again?
We are actually.
That
listening
was-
to Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
2017.
soundtrack.
2017.
That was the year I started the show. Wow. Let's see here.
It's good old days. It's the good old days.
The good old days. Total of 43
Did you
people
guys-
have been arrested. The search continues for 19 more. All are suspects in a multi-state scheme. Operation Toker Poker. Toker Poker was the largest such bust in the state. Some of the suspects were classmates in high school and regularly played poker together. Hence the name Toker Poker.
Oh.
Right.
What is that game, poker?
I love that.
What is that?
I don't know. Dave's doing something about it over there or something.
I'm gonna
It's
play.
that one
it
you
and
have to have
tell
money to
about-
play. I think that's the whole key.
High
Oh,
stakes.
really?
I think that's the key to the whole
Those
thing.
fucking
So you might-
casinos.
Yeah.
God damn.
You have to convince them not.
I got a buy-in. I got one buy-in.
All right. If
I'll
anybody
be
out
in
there,
there.
if anybody out there wants to jump in
Support
on this,
Dave's-
Dave's
Help
there.
Dave.
Help Dave out.
Dave's poor.
Give him an extra 10 minutes on the table. And Dave's out.
There you go.
And
That's it? Really? 10 minutes on the table?
I don't know.
You've been showing that fucking photo of me in that fucking jacket for 5 fucking years, and you really think 10 minutes on? I wore that on the final table of a 2-day
Hey,
tournament.
don't give away questions by game show, Dave. Like you need to.
What? You have those?
You're asking questions about me on your game show, then you failed.
That might be in there in cannabis culture.
Yeah. Maybe everyone knows about the jacket.
Yeah,
Get ready
you're-
to fail miserably.
You're basically a cannabis culture guy.
Yeah.
I don't agree with you. I don't agree with you. No, I strive to be a DJ like James Bean, to where
Hell yeah.
some judge somewhere actually says to me, you can't go near anyone having fun. If you go near anyone having fun, we're going to assume you're there to DJ, and we're going to arrest you.
We don't see
The
the
judge
greater
really
good
said
letting
that
you
to
play.
James Bean, Christina.
Yeah.
He
They
was
didn't
not
see the
allowed
greater
to be
good.
at a rave. What? No,
Support,
stop
promote,
that.
or
To run a rave. That was his whole thing. He was the one running the raves. So.
yeah, support, promote, or arrange, which broke it all the way down to I cannot play because therefore I will be supporting the rave if I show up.
He could go.
And his voting constituents would see that and think that he had not done his job properly.
I thought it was pretty cool that's how Vince Cadlebeck from Meow Wolf got his start, decorating raves. So his friends
sure.
would throw raves, and he would decorate them with all these artists. And one day it just clicked, and then Meow Wolf was born.
No,
Awesome.
it was more like, I don't want to put away all these things that I made. They're way too big and complicated, and fucking the hardest part is breaking them down. Say, hey, you know what? If we left them here and charge people money to see them, fuck. Got a genius idea.
Oh, is my weed too good for you?
No, like don't do the tobacco.
Oh,
Yeah.
see, that's why I
Oh,
asked.
can
she's
try
doing
mine.
it
That's
once.
why I asked. I didn't mean it in a rude way.
Oh no, don't smoke. Don't worry.
Your weed
It's
might be too
okay.
strong for him, dude. I don't know. Like,
That's what I heard. That's what I
Yeah, it
heard.
might
not
be. I'm a
very
lightweight.
seasoned over there.
That guy has not smoked
That's
very
why
much
we
in
sent
Canada.
him
Me when I
out
said
that
you
way.
only.
I
kind of
thought
a
it was
rookie.
hilarious. It was.
What are you smoking, James?
Brown frown.
You know, we interviewed that doctor.
I know.
You should speak with her, man. I bet you she's got fireweed.
We can afford that.
So come on, chat fuckers. Just timing Adam to how long he fucking takes to roll a joint. Get on it
It wasn't that bad.
next time.
Look, I didn't even know he was rolling a joint. That's how fast it was.
Just did it. Didn't
No,
snap it.
he brought that one rolled. Don't for a second think
I
he
don't
didn't.
know, dude.
Check the tape. It was already rolled.
Okay, I'm gonna
was
rewind it right
already
Hold
now.
on.
Everyone's
Let me
going,
put
yeah,
everyone
All
on
right, so
pause.
Mark,
I'm
you
rewinding it
really
right
do
now.
need
I'm gonna.
you do need to pay attention to the Zoom thing because Redman
It just showed,
Redman might zoom in.
He'll just pop in if
Okay.
that happens. So don't worry, Dave.
Well, I dropped Adam's name. I'm like, Adam really wants to talk to Reggie. Adam really misses him. Adam feels like he's been snubbed by him the last
No, they
two
did.
times.
They did a very cool looking thing last night over at the Tetra Lounge. Did you see that?
No.
Tetra Lounge.
Tetra over here.
Yeah.
They had a pretty cool.
Wait, is Tetra the good one?
Tetra's the better? Yeah, the Tetra's the one that's at least like people there getting high and not being all fucking ridiculous about it. So, but no, it's they had like a meet and greet and everybody was there. It looked like proper. I was like, oh wow, look at that. They actually showed up.
Wow.
So it was Meth and Red were both there and a bunch of people, and so looks like they were in town early, which is usually rare because I tend to be like in and out. But our buddy was over there, Mr. Connoisseur 007 was,
Of course.
with his giant joints and doing all his things, and
Oh.
so yeah, it was good.
Shout out to Nick Barretto. He got his account back. Fuck yeah.
Hell yeah,
For about a
dude.
week. 29,000 followers on Instagram. They're going to take it away because he posted something about descheduling sucks versus rescheduling. I mean, descheduling is great
Dave,
versus
don't
rescheduling
give away all the
sucks.
it's questions. Those are all his questions. Everything
Yeah,
he
and
said.
if you haven't been shit down my Instagram at least 5 times, you're not fucking trying. Right?
I'll
You're
do
not
my
really
best to
having-
help the team.
You have an Instagram account?
I've had 17.
Yeah, Dave. There's a new one every week.
So wait, do you have a game show host name like James Beanerdale for tonight or something like that?
No, we just worked this out the other evening to a way for me to disperse of genetics freely.
Good wording.
High stakes.
Oh,
That was
I don't know if you-
stakes.
if any of you linguists out there just paid attention to what James just did, but he avoided saying the key.
Even though we're like,
No.
The word
You
that
fucking
Dave's gonna
and
say,
then
that Dave's
Adam
gonna
did
say
it
right
a
away.
sentence later.
Yeah,
Look,
that's right.
We didn't hear anything you said because you all talked over each other.
Yep.
We're just trying to be
We're
like.
not allowed to say the G word, but I can distribute genetics freely.
Correct.
Able to do that. But in thinking of that last night, it's pretty much we just got the game show idea, the basic parameters. I thought of some shit, and then it'll get better or it will get gone.
Thanks to
But, it'll get-
ChatGPT, we got a whole show, right?
yeah.
Did you say we'll get better or we'll get gone?
Yeah, like we'll get better or we won't do it anymore. So we'll figure it out.
Oh, so you plan on this being a regular thing on the
Every
show?
day, all
Oh
time,
yeah, I don't just do this
24/7.
shit for a one-time show. It's gonna be big. It's gonna be huge.
Tell her
Yeah,
how.
Adam and I-
Tell her how bad we are. At
Oh, good catch! Good catch!
Dispersing genetics freely.
at this type of activity. We're really bad at it. We're like the worst.
So,
dispersing.
Christina, what
That
he
was
is
hard pause.
referring
That
to
was-
is the fact that we had somebody, a listener by the name of Cheddar Bob.
That's
And
only
Cheddar
one. That's like
Bob-
one of
That's
the million.
one of
That's not
One,
all of them.
I'm using him as an example, fuckers. Cheddar Bob won a copy of
What?
Ed's book, right? And he wins a copy of Ed's book, and we were supposed to fulfill it. And when I say fulfill it, all I had to do was send Ed Rosenthal an email with the address. And 2 years later, I still hadn't done it. It just became more fun not to do it.
Shout out to the
Shout out to Cheddar Bad. There you go.
Shout out to Cheddar.
And
Did
shout
the
out
book
to-
arrive yet, Cheddar?
Nope.
Just checking.
and shout out to Crush Seeds crew.
Okay,
we
that
did good there.
well, that one you got to tell the story on that because Adam sent out like he was really good. He actually went to the post office. He did everything. He sent out the giveaways, Christina.
Though you said the
All the
word.
seeds got crushed. Oh shit!
Dave, the worst.
It's all right.
Anyway.
It's the second one already. It doesn't matter.
No, the problem was is that I couldn't. If I wanted to send them out, if I had to send them out and individual, and it was too thick, I couldn't get. It was going to cost me like $6 per thing. So I was like, no way. That was going to cost me $1,200 to send out these free things.
Right.
So I was like, I know I can do it in the envelope, no problem. And I had them wrapped up, but at the ends, I basically had I hired.
Your hired help.
I outsourced the work, and then they were having such a great time that they forgot to close the ends on the things, and then all the seeds fell out and then got crushed, and it was like the most amateur maneuver ever. So everyone got crushed seeds. A couple of them made it through. We had a few that didn't get crushed, but almost every one of them was crushed. I was like, oh my god.
So this video is for entertainment
We're
purposes.
not very
only.
good. We're not very good.
But wait, you hired help.
Yeah,
That means
never
he made
mind.
his son do it.
I had my.
Oh, okay. I'm like, you hired help.
Yeah, it was a family. It was a family affair.
You're a parent.
It was a family
You
affair.
know how these things go. Why do you think we have kids to do the fucking grunt work?
That's right.
I'm really liking this background that James Bean has over here. This is
James Bean nailed it.
That's real nice.
Nailed
buddy.
it.
So
Thank you,
James,
thank you
how
much.
long was it? Was it like AI? I mean, you told it what you wanted, and that appeared.
That's how.
No,
this
I
works,
painted
dude.
all that. I painted it out with hand, and I drogged it in each of these chairs. I duplicate each
You're
chair.
so
with the
talented.
size.
He came out
Cut,
to
paste,
so
cut,
high.
paste, cut, paste.
Copy paste.
Good job, though. I like it.
Right.
He painted
so
it,
full of
took the
shit.
So
boards
now
off
we need
the
a theme
wall.
song. Now we need a theme song.
Oh, hold on.
Come on.
I was
Let's
there.
hear it.
What, are we starting already?
Well, I mean, we got to do something. Got to kind of get the ball
Really?
rolling.
We're
Kinda.
gonna wind up shooting too early, and then
Not really. Not really.
our
because
guy's
we've got-
not gonna be here.
Dave, this is a tight ship. We run the
Since
show.
when?
This is a precision
Since
show.
when?
We've never missed a beat. What are you talking about?
Never.
That's a theme song.
I like that one.
That's nice.
Yeah, that is.
Whoa.
Welcome to High Stakes.
Today's contestants.
Is it high stakes? What though?
What?
Do we
It's
have?
High
what-
Stakes,
what's-
dude. That's the name of the game.
It's called High Stakes.
We're not there yet. We're not there yet.
Oh, we're not
Can't
there
be.
yet.
No, we're not there yet. You're killing me.
Okay.
Jeez.
You're
Well,
killing me.
Well, it's Dave. It's Dave's fault. I blame it on
It's a
Dave.
whole new. Yeah, this is
blame
just
me.
the
Good, go right ahead.
pre-stakes.
Oh yeah, we're pre-stakes. We're in the
Pre-stakes.
pre-stakes.
Actually, the joints are rolled. Got mixed. We've got callers. Do we have? So what about check game? Can we get some check
Actually-
game players?
actually,
Is
Wait,
there any
did you just
responsible
say-
check game players?
We need call-ins and from the chat gang. What did I warn you about?
Oh,
that
this is the
before?
worst thing ever. This is where it all goes wrong.
I know.
We're going.
Yeah,
we're
this
gonna,
is
I'm-
we're
Vinny.
gonna hit the
Vinny,
wall.
do you
We're gonna
have
hit
a
the wall right
I'm
around
going
now?
home.
Yeah, that's it.
Do you have a crashing and burning or the sound of a train derailing you can play?
I don't think I have that one.
I think
Train derailing would be good right
I think
now
for our
because this
final
is where it comes
contestant,
off
we
the
should,
rails.
use some engagement and give it away to the community. Let somebody come in and play the chance to win 150 free seeds.
Is there anyone in the chat that wants to play on High Stakes? Come on down.
Come on down to the Adam Dunn Show.
Well, I'll figure out a way to get you the Zoom link if you want to, or whatever.
Nice.
I guess.
Christina says you totally fucked this up, James.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Who's Christina? Why?
Yeah.
Why?
She
How's
says you're
know?
totally not
She didn't say
prepared.
that. Dave's
and
just
Dave just is
bullshitting
doing
like he does.
Dave's doing what Dave does, and
Thanks
he's
for speaking for
reaching
me.
out
Uh-oh.
around him.
uh-oh.
And just
What is
dragging
that?
it in.
That's the
Kaiser sauce.
Kaiser Soze, being the male dominant, disrespectful alpha, which is so not me. Anyway, James, you want to start this or what? Adam said,
No,
let's
he
go.
doesn't want to start it. This is
No.
the pre-stakes.
We're testing
Dave.
you.
Don't do
You're
that.
you're our first guinea pig, Dave. You
Yeah,
know that.
Dave.
I know. I'm ready. Go ahead. The chances
so this
are
is
you should
us-
ask me a ton of questions that I don't know the answers to because it'll be much more funny that way.
Of course. We're gonna do
Well,
that.
we know that's true already.
Yeah.
He-
I'm
he's only picked
listen,
out the
I'm trying
hardest
to set.
questions for
I'm being the setup guy.
That's right.
And Christina's sitting here going, man, I really should have taken him up on that offer to watch a couple of episodes before I agreed to come on the show with you guys.
No, because then she would not have sat next to you. You know that. We already know how that goes down. If they watch the show before, they never come on the show. That's how, we have to.
The chat room was saying that you probably tricked her with bagels.
Yeah, did you?
No.
I did bring bagels, but
What was Dawn?
I
What
baked
was
them yesterday.
her background? I missed it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, why don't you tell us a little about yourself? She's a local cannabis, a little celebrity influencer. I've seen her Instagram page. She's been doing a lot of work in and around the area. She had some pictures with Reggie.
Oh, I am a makeup artist.
Get right into that.
Oh, I am a local makeup artist. I won Makeup Artist of the Year a few years back for the Cannabis Awards. I have smoked with Method Man, yes. I met Red a few years back as well.
Are you going to do makeup on Dave? Because that would be really cool. If you could just get
I
him
do
like,
special
we need full on.
I do special effects as well.
Here.
Oh, then that we could do.
Oh, nice.
Wait,
Yeah.
wait,
An
wait.
axe wound on the forehead.
That
Head
would be
exploding?
nice.
Could you do like a
Special
head
effects.
exploding during the show?
But
or a axe
lately,
wound?
I have been focusing on brand work for the conventions. I've been doing a lot of brand modeling too. That has been fun. That has been a lot of fun. I really have been loving the conventions a lot.
Nice.
Conventions
go,
kind of
James.
died.
So-
Like, we haven't really had shows in a long time, though. I haven't been in trade shows or seen trade shows in a while.
That's because you're not allowed in Las
No,
Vegas anymore.
you have poo-pooed most of them. That's the thing. You basically you had your certain ones, and you got all bitter, and you didn't want to go to any of them, and then you I know you. I've invited you to. I've been like, are you
Which
coming?
ones are
Like,
there?
I ain't
Who's
going to
still
that
doing
one.
something?
I ain't going to that. All right, I ain't going to that. So
Well, they were nice, and they've blown up to very expensive. I'm not here just to donate money to shit that I'm not going to make my money back on, right? Like it's got to be a worthwhile show, and I haven't seen any of them come back. Like Emerald Cup is this week, and they are doing the Emerald Cup in August,
yeah, it's really weird, right?
right? So like, I don't know.
No, but you know
But
what
Jake-
it is.
Jake-
I think they're doing that. I think what they're doing is the awards, and they've already had the weed from. This is like a last year, this year kind of thing, because they've already done all the testing. So it has to be from like last year's weed. It can't be.
Weird.
You can't have fresh weed in August.
Right.
There's no way. And it used to be only outdoor. Remember, it was only outdoor weed. So it would make zero sense to have an Emerald Cup in August if it's only outdoor weed. And then it kind of like slowly evolved into, we're going to let some indoor in here. And then all of a sudden now it's completely flipped over the other way, it seems like. What's up?
The
I
chat.
don't know. For me, that was a great show. I remember that show, and it was such fun. It was a really great show that just got fucking obliterated and killed to shit.
Mark's
was such a
Mark's
cool
got something
thing.
in the chat. We
No,
gotta-
the chat's doing their own questions, and they're
What?
doing their own game show
They-
in the chat.
No,
Yeah,
chat,
dude. They're
stop
like
doing it.
making questions, and people are answering, and all
What?
kinds
No.
of shit, dude. Yeah, they're
Well, in the
right.
future, that we're gonna have a contestant for that. We're gonna have one of
Well,
my
whoever
pages.
wins-
You answer this question.
Well, wait a
throw us the
minute.
best
Why don't we
question.
do this?
Whoever wins on the chat,
Whoever wins the chat.
come on our show. Hey, there you go.
Yeah.
Upgrade.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're all scared.
So
Well, then it's
keep,
Mike Denver.
Keep going.
Oh,
Chat,
Mike
keep
Denver
going.
once again.
It can't be Mike Denver. He has to be the host. He's too smart.
No.
He would just win.
I have to have Mike Rowe.
If
in
Mike
there.
Denver's in it, you have to have somebody like Max Montrose going up against him.
No, Mike versus Mike. That's what I think we should do. Mike Rowe versus Mike Denver. That'd be good. That'd be a head-to-head serious
Hey,
fucking
Vinny,
I think
we're there,
Mike
buddy.
Denver
head
will
versus
crush him.
head, bro. Head versus head, bro.
Oh wait, your logo changed, James. This one looks
We're there.
totally
It's that
much
time,
more
folks.
cooler.
It's that time.
Oh,
It's that
I
time.
see. It was
I'm James
pre-stakes.
Bean, and
now.
welcome to High Stakes, the cannabis quiz.
Dun 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 dun. The cannabis quiz
All
show.
right, Benny, where's my sounds, Benny? Where's my
I know,
sounds?
he's coming.
Sounds.
We just
Go.
We were ready at like 10 minutes ago. Not now.
Got a great show lined up for you today, folks. I can't wait to see how well you guys know your cannabis facts, history, and culture. You know, here's how the game works, real quick. Like, let me see. Oh.
Your AI bot just failed.
Failed. It melted down.
Gotta reload chat.
Here's how that works. We got 15 questions per round, each one getting tougher with more seeds as we go. That's right. Instead of cash, you're playing for cannabis seeds, the lifeblood of every grower. Questions 1 through 5 will earn you 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 seeds. As we move into the later rounds, the stakes get higher. Questions 6 through 10 jump to 10, 15, 20, 25, and finally 30 seeds. If you can make it the final stretch, questions 11 through 15 will net you 40, 50, 75, 100, and a whopping 150 seeds. It means the grand prize is a mega seed stash of over 530 seeds.
Where's that? How do you get to that point?
That's got to answer all 15 questions.
500.
Don't worry, there's a couple of safe levels along the way. If you reach question 5, you lock in 5 seeds. If you're after hitting question 10, guarantees you at least 30 seeds. No matter what happens after that.
Christina
Just
says that's all fucked up. Come on. What the hell? I didn't understand any of that. I'm saying I did not understand any of what you just said.
Because you're Dave and you don't listen. So that's normal.
Okay.
I got it.
Basically,
Okay.
double.
Progressively.
Can I
move
play
your way
for a
up.
charity?
You are a charity, Dave.
I don't want to play for me. I want to play for somebody else.
Well, we're going to give you 3 lifelines. All right, here's how it works. Each question is going to have 4 multiple choice answers. You'll have a limited time to decide, and when you're ready, I'll ask you, is that your final choice? In which you'll confirm. I'll reveal whether you're right or wrong. Answer all 15 questions correctly. Take home the grand prize. You have 3 lifelines to help you. The seedling selecta, which will remove 2 of the wrong answers, kind of like the 50-50. The green group house think, which we will poll our live audience in the chat room. Or the Call a Cultivator. Today, Call a Cultivator is going to be Adam Dunn because he's in studio.
Oh, I'm right here. There you go.
Just to keep things on the run, we've got some bonus features. The Strain Insane, and if you guess the real name of the fake is fake or real strain for extra seeds. And the Terpene Timeout, where you identify terpenes based on descriptions for bonus points. Remember, this game is not about winning seeds. It's about cultivating your cannabis knowledge. Whether you're a seasoned grower or just getting started, there's something here for everybody. So if you're ready to put on your cannabis wisdom and test to see if you can grow your seed stash to new heights, let's the games begin.
Very nice. But you looks like
Wow,
you definitely
James.
did this all off the top of your head, and you did not have any.
Yeah.
There was no
AI help.
AI help on this one because it did not sound.
No, we just
flowery.
came up with this shit last night, Dunn, right? Like
You did a good job.
we were originally
I'm
at
super
Jeopardy,
impressed.
but
I'm super
there was
impressed.
too many people.
I've never
Too many
watched.
people.
I've never fucking watched Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Ever. Not one single episode.
That's why you're not a millionaire, my friend.
Oh fuck! Is that where it all started? Is that where it all went wrong?
Yeah, you've got to watch it in order to be it. You've got to focus it and visualize it. Like you want to be a millionaire, and then it happens.
Do you
All right,
remember
let's
who
get green.
you remember who the first host was?
Regis.
Regis Philbin.
Thank
I
you.
love Regis. All right, bring it on. Does
All right.
wait? Adam has to be my expert. Can I have Duke?
Yeah, if you can get in touch
If
with him.
you'll answer a phone call, yeah.
We tried.
Of course he does.
We'll get on it. Give him a heads up.
No,
You
I'm
might- you
kidding.
might have to call
I'm
him.
kidding.
I wouldn't
I'll
answer your
get-
phone call.
See, I would just wouldn't trust that Adam would just answer wrong.
Oh, I'll throw you under the
You
bus,
know?
100%. And it's A. Nope, it's D. Merp, merp, merp.
Burp,
Adam's
burp,
the
burp.
misinformation grower.
That's my job. I'm here to.
So the seeds
Well,
of
that
misinformation.
okay, James. Anytime you're ready.
No, I've got these nice, wonderful playing cards here.
And Vinny's serving barbecue, so the sound effects may be limited at the moment. May be limited in the beginning of the show.
Oh no, we've got to have the that's what puts the pressure on you.
I know. I know. We're doing. I know. We need the. It's the tough one because you really
Well,
need.
then let's get going. He's sitting right here right now. Let's go.
Oh, he's
All right,
back.
so to make sure I'm not cheating or not setting Dave up to look like an idiot or picking on people to make fun of them, I've got 4 cards here, 1 through A, B, C, and D. Those cards enter a number on the back. Give me a letter between A, B, C, and D, Dave.
D.
D for
D.
Dave.
Looks like you are playing game show number 3. Mark.
I have one pulled up, but let me.
Oh, it's Dave. And you're asking the questions?
No.
Oh, okay. Who's asking? Maybe. I don't know.
Hold on. I got to. So game 3.
Game 3.
Game 3.
Tap the bottom one to turn it off, and then top one's the card.
Nice. I like that. That's got the vibe.
Okay. It said.
What is the name of the non-psychoactive precursor to THC found in raw cannabis? Is it CBDA, THCA, CBGA, or CBCA?
I'm gonna go with THCA.
It's been in the news a lot recently, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people talking about. Is that going to be your final answer? Dave?
Ask the question again.
What is the name of the non-psychoactive precursor to THC found in raw cannabis? CBDA, THCA, CBGA, or CBCA?
The way you say precursor, I'm hearing Dr. Marcus Galdone in my head.
Uh-oh. That's fucking you up. That'll fuck you up. You
Right?
do that.
It's like wake me up at night. And that's a great question. I might have to
Phone a friend, sorry.
Don't be an idiot. That's what I'll say. Dave, don't be an idiot. That'll be my clue.
Am I
My clue
overthinking
is,
it?
Yes, you are totally.
It's THCA.
Man.
Final answer. All right, locked in. And
Locked in. That's my final answer. If you were watching Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, that's what they say. So I lose.
Nailed it. Dave, you're a genius.
THCA, correct. THCA is a non-psychoactive precursor to THC found in raw cannabis.
Available in Texas and North Carolina.
It's an anti-inflammatory too.
Available everywhere.
All right.
Safe to give to pets.
Question number 2 for 2 seeds. Let's go on. Which ancient civilization used cannabis in ritual steam baths? Was it the Greeks, the Romans, the Scythians, or the Persians?
Persians.
Persians.
I'm going to go with the Persians.
Okay, hold on. Sorry.
Is that your final answer, Dave?
Well, are we doing this like it's Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? You get one thing wrong and you're totally
Yes.
out.
You get one and you're
That's the
out.
end of it?
Out.
You're
One and
out.
you're dead.
Yeah,
One
exactly.
and you're
Yeah,
dead.
so then I have to use one of my lifelines here because I'm not sure and it would be dumb just to guess. So tell me what my
Think it through,
lifeline
Dave.
options are.
Who did a lot of steam baths? Right? Were the Romans known
It's
for
the
steam
Greeks
baths?
and the Romans. I mean, it's going to be one of those two. Do you have one where you knock off half the answers?
No.
We do have the.
Come on, Dave.
the
Dave's
50-50.
getting really desperate here, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
Desperate Dave. Second question. Looking for a lifeline. It's not looking good.
So
Dave.
the 50-50 knocks off, knocks out. I'll knock out the Greeks for you, and I'll knock out the Romans.
And who are my other two choices then? The Persians and who?
The Scythians?
Uh,
Scythians?
I mean, I still don't know. It's a 50-50 guess.
Chat's saying that Dave ruined the game.
Why? How I ruin
I
the
don't
game?
know.
I
I'm
just would lose.
Don't
You
kill
fucker.
the messenger.
The game
Don't
doesn't
you
suck.
kill the messenger.
No, it's actually really good. I'm impressed.
Don't blame the game. Blame the contestant.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
he's
the way
terrible.
that's what we're doing.
So wait, do I have it? Can I use any other lifelines here?
2 lifelines on one question?
Why the hell not?
you
I
got-
can
you
go
got
one.
3.
I can go to the next
Yeah, you
question. I can see if I like it. If I don't like it, I'll take the seats, and I'm done.
Now you get nothing.
Yeah, now you get nothing. I don't like
No,
it.
it's not the way it works.
I don't like your rules
No,
anymore.
you're right. So yes, you can phone a friend. You can ask.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask Adam Dunn.
What's that?
All right, here we go.
Oh, Dave. Oh, look at you. You fucked up.
See, I would have gotten it wrong. I would have said the Persians.
I fucked it up. This is crazy, dude.
Did Mark show the answer? I didn't get to say the final answer thing.
He put the answer up.
Fucked up.
I misclicked.
He misclicked. They call him misclick. Misclick.
Well, and I can't
You're
take
lucky.
All I can tell you right now is
He's lucky, though.
You're
He's lucky.
scaring the shit out of Christina, knowing that she's gonna go next.
He's lucky, though.
That's right.
He is lucky because he would have failed.
All right, then.
Yeah.
Scythians,
Question three.
the Scythians are the most. They used to do. Okay, I know the answer to this one. So they used to.
Go
do,
ahead.
What they would do is they'd throw the cannabis onto the fire, and they'd put a blanket over their head, and they'd trap all the vapor coming in
man.
and get high like that, and then they would come out super baked, and
Parachute.
that was it. That was the original way of getting
Yeah.
high.
That's
That was-
100% correct.
They had no
I hear that.
papers,
That's
no
the dramatic
pipes,
people
no
that never
nothing.
had.
They just would do that hot box.
I am not a very technical person, but I often need to hire highly skilled
I
developers.
dig it.
So Upwork is my go-to.
I fucking dig it.
convenient.
All right,
You
so
can find
James,
book a one-on-one consultation, hire and pay your
What are we
developer
doing? What do you
all
want
at
now?
once. And in my
What is
opinion,
that
it's easy
noise?
to use.
Question number 3.
Where is all that coming from?
wait, hold on. What is that noise?
That was some girl talking.
I think it was
Okay.
Benny. I'm not sure. All right, question
Can you
number 3.
wait? Hold on. Tell me how many seeds do I
An
have
ad coming
won
on
right
because
now?
we
You currently have 2 seeds.
Two seeds. That's it.
You're
You
nothing.
started with 1. You have 2 now.
You could start an empire.
What are we doing? What do you need from me?
It only takes 1 good one. We're on question 3.
Okay.
Don't show the answer.
What is the primary purpose? Oh, what?
Vinny's getting. He's
What
coming.
is the primary purpose of a trichrome separator in cannabis processing? Is it A, increase potency, B, collect heat, C, remove pesticides, D, enhance flavor?
I'm gonna go with B, to collect keef.
That's your final answer?
Is that final answer?
Really? That's what you're going
That
to
is my final answer.
You might want to
Okay.
think about that one.
Well, answer is
Hold on, I'm coming. All right.
Ready with the doodle.
I got no
Are you
more.
ready?
so
Here
it's-
comes the answer.
Comes the answer. Ba-da-ba-ba. Oh,
B. A trichrome separator is often called a keef tumbler, used to collect keef from the cannabis flowers. You're correct, Dave. That's
Good job, Dave. You
Dave,
did
you're
something right.
genius. You got 3 seeds now.
You're such a genius, Dave.
You're so smart.
Let's cultivate some knowledge now about some unique growing techniques. Dave, question 4: what is a sea of green SOG method in cannabis cultivation?
Yeah, Dave.
Are you going to give me multiple choice?
It's right here.
Or you want me to
A,
just tell?
Growing
I
cannabis
can't
on
see anything.
floating platforms.
I
techniques
cannot
that
see
maximize
that.
I'll read
yield
it to you. I got it.
in
I got
small
it.
spaces.
I can't see any of that.
Why not?
Mark,
I got
we've known each other
Wait a minute.
6 fucking years.
What kind of producer you got go over there?
What is this? So the sea of green is either A, growing cannabis on floating platforms, B, a technique to maximize yield in small spaces, C, a method of hydroponic growing, or D, a way to induce blue coloration in buds.
D.
B.
B.
Hold on.
That is my final answer.
That's your final
Final
answer?
answer.
D.
It is B.
Well,
Here comes the answer.
the sea of green involves many
B as
small
in
plants
boy.
to maximize yield in a small space. That's great, Dave. It's correct.
Good job, Dave.
You actually
Did
learned
really
a lot.
good.
You seem to have learned a lot on the show, Dave.
You actually learned something here.
I'm pretty
on
amazed.
Fridays.
Yeah, Adam, you're so
Excellent. Now
awesome.
it's time to test those taste buds, Dave. Let's explore some flavor science, shall we?
Oh, geez. Here
Which
come
compound
tornadoes.
is primarily responsible for the skunk smell in cannabis strains? Is it A, myrcene, B, thiols, C, terpenoline, or D, carapulmonine?
Caryophyllene.
Yeah.
Caryophyllapagus.
Ethylene?
Can you put the I'm going to
I
go
got
with
it
C.
up. We're good.
Terpenoline.
Now think of the question.
What's the
Which
question?
compound is primarily responsible for the skunk smell in some cannabis strains?
Oh, yeah, it can't be that
Which
one. I can't read them again. Is the first one myrcene?
Yes, the first one's myrcene. The second one is thiols.
Yeah.
Are you with me? I don't hear anything.
C is terpenoline. D is caryophyllene.
Hello. Hello.
Well, I want to say it's either myrcene or caryophyllene, but I honestly don't know.
Well, just pick one.
Well, fucking pick one, Dave.
Myrcene. No, that's just a regular terpene.
Google this shit, bro.
Don't Google
No.
it, you little bitch.
I'm not Googling anything. Quick,
Which
Put
compound?
your phone
right?
down.
Google it. Google it.
Don't Google it. Don't you?
They can't
Google
see
it.
you on there.
No, don't let her Google it.
Chat says if Dave misses a question, he's no longer the co-host.
That's rough.
You only got 12 more to go,
David.
dude.
It's the gauntlet.
Say the Adam. Pronounce the
It's
last
not-
one again.
it's not a terpene,
Caryophyllene.
David. It's a
Caryophyllene.
compound.
It's a compound,
Which of
Dave.
these are compound?
Which compound is primarily responsible for the skunk
it's
smell in some
probably
cannabis
thiols.
strains, Dave?
It's either thiols or caryophyllene.
hope we
Which
don't do
You
compound?
can't say
It's
either
got to be
or.
caryophyllene. There you go. I'm gonna go with that one. Maybe I'm at. Well, how much do I have? Any more phone a friends or help?
Nah, you gave all those up. Dude, you're too needy.
No, I'm asking the
If
host.
you're sharing a hotel room
Well,
with
sorry.
friends,
Like, turn that.
James Bean.
Yeah. What?
Do I have any other helpers?
What's your answer so far? What are you guessing?
I'm guessing it's B or D.
Ask the chat.
Well, have you already used up your 3 lifelines? Don't you have 1
They said you're
lifeline left?
fired. You're fired.
What life? You're asking me. I'm asking you. How many? Do I have a lifeline
People
yet?
be saying it in
You
the
don't
chat,
ask.
dog.
You can pull the chat. Your friends in the chat gang. You can ask them, and they will give you the
I
answer.
don't trust those guys. They're gonna sell
That's
me
what
at the
they got
river.
left. That's the only one
They
they got
will.
left.
They will. Totally.
They
To
will
make it
sell
up
me
to
at-
the next level of 5, which you would keep all 5 seeds if you make it up this level. If you lose this question, go home.
Oh, you're so much riding on this one, Dave.
Terrible.
I don't know if
All
you
right.
handle
So you can
Ask
double
the
check,
question
like,
again. The compound. So it's not Mercy. And it's not.
which compound is primarily responsible for the
This is
skunk smell?
awesome, though,
in
huh?
It's
Canada?
D.
Final answer D. Come on.
Final answer.
Oh,
D.
I'm ready?
Yeah.
Oh, you're ready finally? Jeez,
Yeah.
I thought we were going to go another.
Oh, Vinny, hit it.
I'm sorry, Dave.
Where's the wah wah
Wah,
wah?
wah,
All
wah.
right.
Oh, Vinny can't.
It was
I
B.
forgot.
Lyle. Lyle's
Okay,
responsible for
I
any
lose.
compounds primarily
That's not a wah
responsible
wah
for-
wah.
I was
Wah, wah, wah,
Oh, well. Okay.
There you go.
wah.
Now we're talking.
I love that one.
Perfect. That's the one right there.
That is the one.
That's the one.
Move them on.
Fuck, flashbacks. All right, so you're out, Dave. You failed miserably. You're,
Oh, so we. Okay.
stay in Vegas because you don't have a job anymore. So there you go.
All right,
Hey,
I'm moving here. Hey,
behind
no
this
problem.
curtain.
Okay, so
Me
I
and
guess
James
we'll
Bean.
save the rest of those questions.
I'm moving to Mexico.
Another.
Well, ask me the rest of the questions since we don't have any.
No, those are for a different game show at a different time, Dave.
Yeah,
Those-
Dave.
for somebody
Jeez,
else.
Dave.
You are no longer worthy of our time. You are done. Go home.
You are done.
It's like Willy Wonka.
done.
It's like
You
are done,
make
sir.
this
Go
such an
home.
inviting, warm place to play your game show,
Because
James.
it goes
I did not
from,
call you a novice grower or a noob. I just
goes
said simply
from
you were done.
1,000
You need to
to
go.
the
You need to go
2,000.
smoke another bowl, sir.
to the
The last
4,000
time I
to the
grew a plant
8,000.
was 1991.
You blew it at the $16,000 mark.
Yeah, dude. 16,000. That's all you would have
Yeah,
got.
but what is that really? That's like a couple of
5
days in
seeds.
Vegas.
5 seeds would have been.
You got the 100,
Five
you got the
whopping
1,000
seeds.
one, then the 2,000, and then the 4,000, then 8,000, then you blew it on 16.
Wow.
Oh,
We were going to go for the 32, and we didn't make it there.
we didn't make it.
Well,
Dave.
now
I got,
That's all right.
Is
So I-
she's ready
done.
to go. She's ready to go.
I
now.
promise I won't put those in paper towels, even if I
you
would have
know what
won
was
them.
good, though, is I've got the whole
Well, you're not
full
getting anything. You got
soundtrack
zero now. You're not getting
to
nothing.
Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. And both of your
Oh,
explanations
excellent.
were explained fast as finger.
That's the
Oh,
good-
you're
that's the
so
best
wrong.
one.
So now that you've made this such a warm and inviting game show, Christina is so excited to
She's
play.
scared, I know, but it's good. That's what you need. You need to have a little bit of tension.
Well, we
You
might
should
be-
have heard her grunting the whole time and just like cursing you, James. Like, what the fuck is this? You know, ask some questions about what she knows.
Yeah, why don't you
know?
ask a real
makeup. Ask some
question?
makeup questions. God damn it.
Yeah,
This is
James.
a fucking.
I don't make up the questions. These are AI questions, right? Like I don't make them up. I'm not
Well,
gonna
your
pick on-
AI is a douche.
I don't want to make anybody upset, right? We were random choicing this shit. I would have
Well,
asked you some different questions.
Their AI questions stumped you, Dave.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Christina, let's go. We've got A, B, and C. It looks like.
A, B,
Can't
or
remember on
C?
that, right?
B.
B.
Oh no, we got B. So you want
That would be
Ooh.
B.
game show number one? Game show number one. It looks
Game
like.
show number one.
Game show number one.
Be loaded up, right?
Hey, come on down to game show number one, Christina.
Game show number one is brought to you by Taco Bell. Go visit your finest Taco Bell retailer in the Las Vegas area.
Why would you? They don't need free advertising.
Yeah, thanks, Dave,
Anyways,
for Taco Bell. They really.
yeah,
That's
okay.
All right.
Yeah.
totally all
First
right.
one. Here we go.
And when you get them there, come to
Question
Soho
number one.
Cafe.
What does THC stand for? Is it A, tetrahydrocannabinol? B,
Tetrahydrocannabinol, yes. Okay.
that one. B, total herbal content. C, the high creator. Or D, toxic holographic genetic compound.
Above, all of the above.
But I have to go with A.
Ding, 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 ding.
Dave's so pissed right now. He's like,
Right.
oh, she gets all
Answer
the
A.
questions.
THC stands for Dave, what he said?
No,
the
I'm
primary
not.
psychoactive compound. Starting off easy here, folks. Don't worry, we'll be cranking up the difficulty faster. You can say puff, puff, pass. All right, next one. Which part of the cannabis plant contains the highest concentration of cannabinoids?
A.
Is it going to be the leaves? A. B, is it going to be the stem? C, in the roots? Or D, the flower buds?
All of the above.
Vinny.
Which part contains the highest concentration? Leaves, stem, stalk, buds.
Leaf, stem, roots, flower buds.
Yeah, leaves, stem, roots, flower buds.
D, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, Whoops.
D.
D is
Oh,
your
is that
final
your
answer.
Final answer.
She's like, what the hell?
The answer
The
is
flower
D.
buds of the female cannabis plant contain the highest concentration of cannabinoids. All right. Let's branch out a bit with this next question. It's time to test your knowledge on cultivation. Okay. What's the purpose of flushing? In
You see, you're
cannabis?
stressing out the contestant already.
No, what's the purpose of flushing in cannabis? The tough one.
A.
To increase yield. To B, remove the nutrients, remove excess nutrients. C, to change the bud color, or to D, speed up the flowering process. Flushing, like when you run a lot of water through it at the end there. What do you think?
Why would you want to change the color of the bud?
Well, because you want purple bud, and you're just a green bud guy, and you can,
Is B your final answer?
Yes.
No. Oh, it's B, so to remove excess nutrients. B, final answer, correct. Flushing involves using plain water to remove excess nutrients from the growing medium.
Woo! How many seeds does she have now?
She's up
More than
to
you.
2 seeds.
Way more than you.
Way
Three
more than
seeds.
you had.
3 seeds.
I just tell her how many seeds she has.
3. She's got 3 seeds.
Okay, cool.
Okay, cool.
Question number 4. Which famous cannabis activist is the Jack Herrera strain named after? Who's it? Dennis Perone, Steve D'Angelo,
Hold on, wait.
Jack Herrera, or Brownie Mary?
All of the above
Say the
again.
question again, just because I really need to hear it again.
Again, all of
For the
the
second
above.
time.
Did this
Which
AI
famous
came up
cannabis
with this question?
activist is the Jack Herrera strain named after?
Okay.
Laugh you may, Dave, but you're out of here waiting for that.
You're the
Is
greatest.
C your final answer?
Yes.
No, she didn't say B. She
That's
said C.
No, she said C.
actually
That's what I
one of
said.
my
I said C.
Yeah,
favorite-
Steve D'Angelo for
That's
sure.
C is the
actually one of my
final
favorite
answer.
strains.
Jack Herrera, the strain is named after the cannabis activist and author of The Emperor Wears No Clothes.
Dave,
Are
now,
you
now
are you
Dave
are
has
you
to
saying are you saying Jack Herrer?
Hurrah.
Yeah, her.
Herrer. He would say
Things are starting to heat up. I'll tell you. It's like a
terror.
well-calibrated vapor, right?
Terror
right?
like terror.
Speaking of which,
But did he hang out with Brett Favre?
for the question number 5, what's the optimal temperature range for vaping THC?
Oh.
This is nerve-wracking.
This is in
Notice
Celsius,
that-
though. This is
140,
complicated.
170 Celsius?
Very
That's a
complicated.
70. I think 200 Celsius, 2 to 230, 230 to 260.
Hold on.
Celsius is tough.
I don't know. That last question was pretty
Yeah,
good.
Hold on,
I think.
hold on.
Are you sure it's Celsius?
Are you sure this is
Yeah.
Celsius?
Yeah.
Yeah, it should.
Oh yeah,
What's
I
your
guess.
converter,
Yeah,
bro?
you're right.
What's your converter?
Do you want me? Would I be able to convert it for them?
What's the chat say?
Isn't
If you
it's
mind, if you- if you need
9/5
it.
F, right?
What? It's all of the above.
Isn't it?
So
Isn't C?
140 is 284 Fahrenheit,
What?
and then 260,
It's a lot. Can you do conversion? Is everyone can use their math in their brains?
500 Fahrenheit is
It's
the
260?
So you can use that as your range.
Huh. Seems like cold dabs.
What is the original temperature of the range for vaping THC? Like, what do you set your little box on when you want to?
Phew, 750, bro.
Just so you know,
Vinny,
Christina.
All flavor, baby, all
hated
flavor.
James.
Vinny's clothes for Kobe.
650
Christina,
at least, bro.
I've hated James for years, so this is just proves why we don't.
All right, Christina, I need your answer.
Why isn't it in Fahrenheit?
Okay, yeah. If we can get an, do you, what answer do you want?
It's optimum.
What answer do you want me to convert for you? Because I'll do it for you.
You said 140 Celsius is how much?
200
Fahrenheit?
is 392.
260 is 500.
is 446. 170 is 338.
That's deep.
200 is 392. 230 is 446. And 260 is 500.
When in doubt, see out.
Dun, 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 dun.
Okay, your final answer
I
in.
need help. So,
What's the final answer?
maybe C.
Hold on. let me
B?
make- I have to make
C.
sure I have the right
C.
thing.
I heard C. C.
You, is
You
C
said
your
C?
final
I was
answer?
cool.
See your
I'm
final
sorry,
answer?
Christy. You are burning your weed. You are burning your weed. The optimal temperature range vaporizing THC is between 170-200 or 338 to 392 Fahrenheit.
Unless you're Adam or Vinny.
Exactly.
Or unless you're Vinny, who's
down.
seeing things through. Fucking idiot.
That ends the game for you, Christina, at this point in time.
Oh.
Wow. You and just hang
Phone a
out.
friend.
Do we
I
beat
take
Dave
hot
at least?
dabs.
She did beat Dave though. That's
We
good.
tied.
Hot
Yeah, I
damn.
feel like that question is a little subjective. 'cause-
That was a tough
Yeah.
one. That was a tough
Yeah.
one.
I think you should scratch that question and
We
ask
may
her
have to
another
move
one.
on to one more question because that one was
Yeah,
bad.
and
That was-
you as the host should be reminding her that she has all of these helps. You're supposed to tell her that,
Yeah.
so she doesn't just randomly pick one. She could phone a friend. She could poll the chat.
okay,
she
well,
can
We're gonna start.
um,
over.
I'm the host of
and
this
knock
game,
off
Dave. I'm not
half
here
of
to
the.
tell-
She can knock off half of the
I'm
wrong
not here to
answers.
give away 500 seeds to somebody. They got to win it.
They got to win it. Fuck 'em.
Oh, so
Next-
you're
next
making
question.
this
Say that?
it's an untenable.
We will call that one a pass, a puff pass. We'll give you a puff pass on that one.
All
Oh, I
right,
get a
puff, pass.
Okay.
Yeah, you get a puff pass. Yay!
Okay.
All right. Next question. Which was the first U.S. state to legalize medical marijuana?
Wait, what are we doing?
Next question. We're giving our puff pass on the
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. My bad.
Puff pass.
Oops. I keep misclicking. Hold on. Hold on now. Okay. Which is the first U.S. state to legalize marijuana? Is that the
legalize medical marijuana.
question? Okay.
Okay.
Choices are
Oklahoma,
The choices are
Washington,
right here.
California,
Colorado.
Oregon, Washington, or Colorado?
Fat Boy Slim.
A.
Is
A, California. Final answer?
A final answer? The answer
California
is
was
A.
the first state to legalize medical marijuana. The passage of Proposition 215, which we all missed in 1996. Long live Prop 215.
Wow.
good job.
Now, let's be more scientific. Don't worry, we've got no lab required here on this next one.
You checking the answers first,
I'm-
bro?
So
Is
now
the
she's
name
got
of the
how many
process.
seats does she have now? Hold on. Pause for a second. Be
We lost them
the
all.
show host. Tell her how many seeds she has.
How many seeds does she have?
How
James
many
Bean?
seeds, James Bean?
She's lost them all. She lost. Oh,
No,
Puff Pass will give you-
she's
give you that
gone.
Oh,
one.
puff, pass. Okay, I see. Okay, all right.
What?
Yeah,
Damn, I
dude.
have to start over.
No. The question was bad.
Those are the rules. Dave. I don't make them.
No, the question was terrible. You should not be asking someone who grew up in the United States anything in Celsius. It was very confusing.
It's bad.
And then you didn't do any of your hosting job. You just sat there and you didn't do anything.
Hey,
Would you like
She's
to?
got 3 seeds.
she's-
Now
she got
she's got
3 seeds.
4. No, now she just got the 4th one. Fucker.
4 seeds. All right.
Go ahead.
What is the name of the process to where THC is converted to THCA is converted to THC? What is the name of the process where THCA is converted to THC? Is it oxidation, hydrolysis, decarboxylation, isomerization? Oxidation,
A lot of uns in this question.
hydrolysis,
Is it that un,
I
or
know
that
that.
yes?
decarboxylation,
I might say something.
isomerization.
She can ask. Oh, tell her all the options.
Oh,
she
yeah, what
has.
are the
Yeah,
options?
what are her
Give her her
options?
options. You're supposed to be optioning her.
Yeah.
Come on, guy.
You can do your a seedling stomp, or you can stomp out two of the wrong answers, and those will be gone. You can phone a friend, or you can poll the audience and check it.
Straight sour. Okay, what's going on? Is she asking?
She can do a
thinking.
seedling stomper. She can stomp out 2 of the questions. She can phone a friend, or she can ask the check-in.
I know she's thinking about this one. She's got this has gone deep. A lot of shuns.
Because I want to say
This
it's
is an awesome
C.
soundtrack.
You want to say it's what was that?
C.
You said B?
C.
No,
B.
C.
Now is
Oh,
that
you
your
said
final
C.
answer?
Is that your final
That's
answer?
good. That is correct. See, decarboxylation is a
Ding,
process where
ding,
heat
ding.
converts non-psychoactive to
Man, she squeaked by
Back
that
to
one.
JC.
Woo! That was close.
Now it's time to test your breeding knowledge, Christina. Let's see if you can cross the finish line on this one, perhaps.
I wanted to go with A.
What breeding technique involves crossing a hybrid back to one of its
Oh, what?
parent
Dave
strains?
cheated? Is that what happened? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah,
Dave gave her the old nudge.
No.
See? Yeah,
No.
I
Dave.
was stuck between A or C, and then.
Well, you
D
picked
part
good. Good
just
choice. Good
sounded
choice.
Very familiar.
It wasn't
Which
me.
breeding technique involves crossing a hybrid back to one of its parent strains? Is it A? Lost it. Let me go back here.
Inbreeding.
Inbreeding.
B.
B, back
B,
crossing.
back crossing. C, line breeding. Or D, outcrossing.
Well, you know I can't help her with this one.
Exactly, Dave. That's why we asked.
So remember, you can. Adam is a world-renowned breeder, allegedly.
Allegedly.
So
exactly.
he's sitting
I can
right
send you in the
there.
right- I can send you
If
in
you
some
wanted
direction.
to ask him a question,
But you just don't know if you got evil Adam or
Yeah, you don't know
helpful
which,
Adam.
you don't know which Adam is going to answer the question. Yeah. Oh,
that would be dumb.
dumb. Would it?
Yeah.
So what you'd like to do, Christina, you can stomp two of them out. I'll erase two of the wrong answers, or you can ask phone the breeder, or you can ask the audience.
A.
Answer A.
Is A your final answer?
That's your final answer.
The answer is B.
Wait, she didn't give a final answer.
Didn't she?
I thought you did. I don't.
No. You said, "Is that her final answer?" And she's still thinking about it. You
Oh.
threw the answer up.
Oh, it's B then.
I don't like any of this.
Then I said back to one of the strains.
But she saw it already.
Yeah, you got to give her another
And
question.
anyways, we have a third guest. Look.
We do?
Yeah.
He's
look
back?
at him.
Oh, he's
No,
here.
we have a backdrop.
No, that's a guest. That's called a guest.
That's
I
called
know.
That's called a guest, Dave.
James, go on to the next question. He's connecting audio, Mr.D. Dream Genetics.
Happy.
I
Happy
don't think,
Dream Genetics.
Dave, he doesn't want to use the rest of his questions. He has to save it for another.
Are we? No. I think are we on which terpene?
Yes.
Which terpene is responsible for the skunky smell in some cannabis strains?
Didn't you ask me that
Limonene?
one?
He asked what compound.
B, lysine, C, pinene, or D, linalool?
Linalool.
Linalool.
Linalool. Limonene, myrcene, pinene, or linalool? Linalool.
Little.
You can phone a friend. I'll knock two of the easy ones out for you, or you can ask Mr.D.
Yeah, it's fine.
Wait, was it?
I'll need your answer.
Right
Christina.
into the mic. So we have A, limonene, B, myrcene, C,
Time is running out.
pinene,
Right, I'll need your
or
answer.
D, linalool.
Hold on. We got an answer.
Linalool.
What was your answer?
Linalool.
Linalool.
She says what?
Did you say B with a question mark? She thinks so.
All right.
What?
Well, is that your final answer?
Yeah, I don't want to do this prematurely again here.
Yeah, don't fuck us up.
Yeah, you're premature giving the answer, Mark.
Yeah.
That's what I heard. I heard that's a problem with you.
Yeah, right?
Schmoopsy, sorry,
I can't
honey.
hear her mic at all. At all.
Yeah,
Is
Dave.
it B, myrcene?
Is that the final
B is
answer?
correct. Mercy.
That's what she said, yes.
Hey, B.
Mercy is the primary responsible.
Sweet. How many seeds does she have right now?
Too many.
She's up to 10
5.
seeds.
10 seeds. You want to stop right now and take a pack of seeds? Or do you want to keep going? You've totally stressed her out where she's like power rolling the blunt right now. She's like, she can't roll the blunt fast enough. She's
Walk
like, this
away with 10
fucker has
seeds.
stressed me out. If I don't get a blunt right now, I might stab this guy in a fork.
Right now. Oh my goodness.
Well, let's recap
I'd walk
here.
away with 10 seeds. Yeah.
You have 10 seeds.
I'm walking.
She's walking away.
She's
All right.
walking with those
I'm done.
seeds.
Wait, hold on, James.
Time.
If
Your
we're
contact
doing it
information.
like it was, the real game show,
Her next
you would
question.
allow her the opportunity to hear the next question and then decide whether or not she wants to answer or take the seeds.
Oh, he's real into it.
Dave.
That's how they would have done it.
When it comes to
He's
TV
correct.
shows and how they're formatted, Dave is an expert.
It was correct. The next question would be, which ancient civilization
I think he meant to say civilization.
Civilization was cannabis used as an aesthetic.
Anesthetic. Yes.
Aesthetic.
Great host.
Yeah, just give me the
This is what happens when AI does your questions and you don't read them first.
You're right.
Anesthetic.
Yes.
In which ancient
In which ancient civilization was cannabis used as an anesthetic during surgery? A.
Exactly right.
Egyptian. B. Chinese. C. Greek. Or D. Indian? Now here is where, since you have so many, you have to decide right now. If you use one of your lifelines, then you have to answer. Okay? So if you or you can walk away right now.
We can walk away.
You could use every lifeline. You can remove half of them, so you'd only have 2. You could ask Adam right there, who could tell you, and then you can ask the chat, and if you get it right, then what is it? It's for 100 seeds right now, right, James?
No, it's for 15 seats.
For 15 seeds. So you could narrow it down so much right now and get an extra 5 seeds, but it's totally up to you.
And you could walk away with nothing.
Or you could walk away with
your
nothing.
friend giving
But
you
see,
the advice
James
here.
wants to do nothing because he's a cheap bastard. Okay? I would like to see you walk away with some seeds.
Listen to your friend here. He walked away with nothing.
Yeah. Just a seed. So wait, a pack of 10 seeds from James, the way he does his pricing right now, is like $3,000. Okay, so you might want to consider walking. No, it's $100 or $50. But you know what I mean? If you were to say, take half the right answers away, 2 would go away. You'd have 2 choices. Then you could say Adam, who is he like wrote a book on hemp almost. He made clothing. He understands
Almost
this. You
wrote a
could say,
book.
Adam,
That's called writing a book.
yeah. What do you think? And then you can ask the chat, who probably really like you because they want to see.
All right,
you
don't
get
need your
more
answer
seeds
here.
than me.
There we are.
Look
Look at that.
And if you notice that James wants to rush you through this, he doesn't want to give you the seeds because he's a bastard.
Well, because there's a
So-
time limit to questions.
There's time limit to questions.
Look, you have it.
Dave, you're
Relax.
Come on, Dave.
Come on now. All right, she's taking the seeds.
She's staying the seats. Well, thanks for playing. It was great.
How you guys doing?
Thank you. I had a lot of fun.
Ew, right.
Am I in?
I had a lot of fun.
Yes, you are.
The answer was the Chinese.
Yeah.
You hear how sincere that was?
Technology glitch there. I was getting nervous. Must be that dab I just did.
Well, Chad seems to like this whole thing here. So
Happy
that's
Dreams Genetics has joined us at the same time, so it's a perfect time. Unless Dave wants to do some, I think Dave wanted to actually do some questions for you too. That's what I heard,
All
right?
right, Dave, this is your first prostate exam. So
What did I want to do?
Not you.
Oh,
James
no, he doesn't have to play. We can.
Oh,
we can.
good. Oh, good.
We just came up with this last night, Dan. Like I didn't warn the poor guy. He has no clue. Oh, unless you want to play a quick game, real quick, Mr. D.
Yeah. What do you got? Put up my volume a little.
Who wants to be a seed trillionaire? High stakes. The game, the cannabis quiz game.
Stakes.
High stakes.
I don't know what they are. They're raps.
Would you like to play?
Ajo Blanco right here. About ready
Oh,
to
nice.
hit the dabber.
It'll cost you a 10-pack of seeds, my friend, to play.
Okay, what do you got?
All right, sounds good. I've got, I think I've got option number A, and I've got option number.
Number A?
I've got option number A and option number.
Letter
A
7 and number
No.
A.
No, option number A and option number C, sir. That's what I got. A and C.
I'll
But
go
number
with
C,
A.
not the letter.
You're going with A. So A gives me game number 4. Game number 4, thank you.
Let me load it up.
Da, 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 da. Yeah, we would have a theme song if
You need the computer music right now as he loads the game.
Da, 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 da,
Da, da, da, da, da. Your first question
Talking
is
about my new
loaded. Here we
cartridge
go.
Da-da-da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Oh, wow, this is a good question.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Nice.
All right,
Nice
let's read this.
MIDI
Let's
music.
read this question because this is a tough one.
Question number 4. What is you can read it for me, Dunn? I'm trying to pull it up here for me.
Wait, what's going on here? You're flicking around questions, answers.
Mark.
Mark is
I didn't see anything. I don't know what you guys are talking
No, I
about.
need the function of the what's that word here? That's a big one.
Geranal
Geranyl pyrophosphate.
pyrophosphate.
What is the function of geranyl pyrophosphate in cannabis plants, sir? Pest resistance, precursor to cannabinoids, water retention, or root development?
Well, that's you're talking about a additive that people put into the plants.
They could.
And for me, I don't add things to the plants, so I'll have to pass on that one.
So we're guessing that would be it. I'm guessing
You have a lifeline. You can ask a breeder. Another one.
Or you can rewind the tape on the thing and actually see the answer. That'd be even easier.
Oh, you can actually rewind and see me flick over to the answer real quick
By mistake.
on accident.
Yeah, that was a good move.
You guys didn't see it.
I did.
Geranyl pyrophosphates.
Oh my God, it's Lexi.
Phosphates. Well, phosphates are bud developers that help with the density of the buds. Pretty much hit that in like the 3rd week when I was doing indoor back in the day, but I'm pretty much now doing like organic outdoor field grown for rosin production. I try to focus on that as far as cultivating. I've gone from closet indoor to big time indoor to up in the hills in Humboldt, light depth, and then into dry farming, and where we don't do
hold
any
on.
additives. And
That
then
answer
now
is way too long, sir.
Dry farming? Wait, did you just say dry farming like no water, man?
yeah, like
those
wine, like
those
wine.
autoflower seeds?
No, regular seeds or feminized seeds, but we plant when the conditions are ripe in the late spring when the soil is still moist, and then we let the roots follow down into the native soil, and we feed only from the soil. So
It's the ultimate if you can get away with it. I mean, it's not just.
yeah, we do a
Spilling water
modified
in the plant.
version now. I was typically just in Humboldt County for a long time, and then now we have a place in Santa Barbara, North Santa Barbara, where we're on a riparian zone in a floodplain, so we can do really minimal watering.
Beautiful. Those are the shots that I saw that James sent me with the huge like row 138 or something like that, and I was like, all right. When you see
Allegedly.
when you see row 138, you're on something. You're onto something there.
I'm
Yeah.
definitely on something.
Exactly.
I thought you said it was 139, Adam. But okay. Okay.
Well, that
But I
answer's
still
gonna be
work
correct.
with indoor growers, so I still feel there's a need. Indoor weeds, pretty much what the market's looking for, that perfect flower, and for what the masses want, they want that. So I still work with a lot of different indoor grows and different people throughout the state and country.
That's awesome. So you're the newest breeder on James's roster, but you've been doing this for a long time, as we mentioned in the beginning of the show. And I looked online and saw you doing stuff through a bunch of other seed banks and stuff. So when did you start putting out like actual seed for sale? And when was the first?
Well, I mean, back in like 2010, 11, 12 or so, I just shared them with neighbors and farm friends, and as it got into like closer to legalization, I started being more in tune with like the fact that there'll be demand for higher quality genetics, but I didn't really start offering them for sale per se till just a couple years ago. I did some giant pheno hunts back as early as like 2013, 14, 15, 2018. I did the first 10,000 plant pheno hunt, which later we tuned in with a fellow seed breeder up in the area, which was the Mega Hunt, and I myself had about 9,850 individual plants hunting.
And were you pheno hunted for like a whole bunch of different things, or was it like a one specific kind of one actual hunt for one particular trait?
Early on, I was really into the whole terpenes. So before the buzzword of terpene hit, I was pretty much identifying the fact that linalool was calming and myrcene was getting you very high feeling, and certain people reacted different to sativa type terpineoline. So I was really trying to identify and spend a lot of money, put in a lot of sacrifice towards like testing and space limitations at the time. Instead of just going for the money, I had pretty large sized farms running, and I really thought the future. It's taken about 4 or 5 years for everyone to kind of catch up, but I think the terpenes have always been the number one component, and then the THC factor.
Yeah,
and
once you figure
now
out
is it,
For sure.
once you figure out THC is like, I think back in the day we were always obsessed with THC. All of us were, even as growers we were, and that's why we kind of bred out CBD and we bred out all the things that we were like. So we were really hyper focused on that. And then once you've got pure THC in your hand and you're smoking, you're like, there's nothing there. There's no flavor. There's no body to it, and so terpenes are the driver really when it comes to the separation of all the strains, because THC is pretty much just what it is,
I think we got our first like understanding of that when we tried, someone's Marinol, and you went, this isn't the high that you were thinking about. So isolate, distillate, it's not where it is. The entourage effect, all the terpenes in combination with the cannabinoids produce the effect we have. But it wasn't our fault. It was the only science that we knew of was the government saying it's THC and this is what we're going to give you if you're prescribed it. You get this fucking bullshit pill. And so of course people just looked for that number.
Yeah, some of the early years, like Golden Tarp Awards, Kevin Jodrey stuff, I hadn't even had my plants test for THC, and I was hitting like 24, 25%. I thought, wow, that's really neat. And then later on, I kind of shied away from it. It wasn't until like 2018 where I had the guys from Humble Seed Company, Dark Heart Nursery, come on my farm and for that mega pheno hunt, and they had the liquid chromatography, and I was hitting like 30+%. I thought it was actually not even possible.
Did you get sort of sideswiped by all the HPLVD with one of those guys back when they were?
Yeah, it was horrible. Nat and me were close. Humble Seed and he, we did a collab on that whole vanilla frosting and bling, which were the two winners of the Mega Hunt. I did that all on my farm and tailored my plants. I had a couple locations and did that. And then when they came out and the hoopla all came out, it was like they were being released, with like a lot of HPLV. Mm-hmm. So it was a real disheartening, and nothing to blame on the seed people. It was probably the nursery.
Yeah, no one knew.
It's also once you have volume of anything, like anytime you have a large enough farm of anything, whether it's animals or plants or whatever, there's always going to be a sort of breaking point, right? So it's like these giant, you'll see like how many times they cull millions of bird, or, and it's the same situation as any kind of large scale monocrop, especially monocropping. That's when it gets really bad. Like when you have that, it's like the plants want to resist almost when you get them that many of the same variety, because you also have no resistance, right, to whatever does hit you.
And not being clean, like I had a large, scale cloning business in, traditional times and all that, and supplying all the neighbors and people, and I never saw any of that deading off, any of that wilting. Even when it started to show up around these dispensaries going through Dark Heart at the time, I was like, we need to test all my plants. And then, I had like 72 varietals, different strains. And we tested almost all of them. And after about 30 or 40 out, I'm like, okay, this is getting really expensive. We don't have it. And we didn't have it. So I think it was possibly started, somewhere in one of those large nurseries, or someone that was particularly monocropping. Hard to say where it came from, but it sure spread rapidly. And
yeah, it's crazy. As well, it's gotten global. I mean, it's one of those. But it has made people better growers too along the way. It's one of those things where you kind of have to take it from both sides. Like same as like powdery mildew issue, same as russet mite, same as all the scourges that kind of hit us, and then we all it seems like the end of the world, and then all of a sudden something else comes around that's way worse, and you're like, oh, well, that's like spider mites now are just like, really? Haven't seen them in a long time. You'd be almost like, it's almost like a novelty, you know what I mean? Like, wow, look at that fucking spider mite, dude. I haven't seen one of those for
now there's like super thrips. People are coming across these super thrips in some of the indoors in Southern California where the traditional methods of, even like a spinosad, which, is
usually does it.
Not allowed. Yeah, usually hit them right away. And even like a biological Bavarius bassiano or things like that, it's not killing them. But the traditional sulfur, most of the time, will get them.
Sulfur definitely.
But then you got to keep your soil covered and, go back to a different method. Clean. It's all about clean practices now.
Right. No, for sure. And it's like, it's all the way through too. And that's the thing is you really, you can, it's just that just like cooking, the same deal. It's like cross-contamination is where it all goes wrong. And if you have a lot of things going on and you're bouncing from room to room and you're not paying, you don't have a place to put your feet into each time you go through, you're going to drag something into the next spot for sure. And that's just, unfortunately, the par for the course.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, it's not surprising that it takes hold at any cut or any entry into the plant. Any place that you use a scissors or an edge, it is looking to jump from whatever that tool is into the plant.
Good deal lately has been just to take like a string, if you have like mother plants, is just tie a razor like just to each plant, and just so that it's tied to the plant, it can't go anywhere. You use that plant, you cut that, you like let it hang, then you don't have to think about doing the whole cross-contamination thing every single time, because it'll drive you have to soak it for 30 seconds in 1 to 9, 9 to 1 or 1 to 9 bleach. And nobody does that because it takes too long, because if you're cutting so many times, you're making thousands of cuts, and you have to soak it for half a minute each time. That's 500 minutes of soaking that you just had to do. And
yeah, there's techniques though that we've all, as they say now, SOPs, it's really all about the SOPs. So like, many, many, many years ago, as I would have a bucket with like 30 pairs of scissors in there, usually after the trimmers left.
Yeah.
And then you're there in the winter on the hill, like getting clones ready for everyone coming up for early season depths and starts. And I think just having those clean practices was common, because I was used to like being in the garden, and I was like, okay, things transfer from tree to tree, plant to plant. So the cannabis, I was doing the same. I'd always have at least 15 pairs of scissors.
So
cut one plant at a time with the same scissors. That was always, back in the day, I did one strain at a time, which was not quite the right way, but.
Can I ask a question, Adam, to your point?
Yeah.
Would you, if you kept a razor on each plant, wouldn't, to continue, to not cross-contaminate, you'd probably have to change gloves at each station, at each plant.
Yeah, if you're going, definitely if you're jumping back and forth, because that's where all the sap's on in your hands, right? So you definitely want to keep everything.
You want to have
clean.
buckets near every plant so you can take a glove off. You want to have fresh gloves everywhere.
But the minute you figure
It's
it
like
out and you
surgery.
isolate it, when you do isolate it and figure it out and be like, oh shit, okay, I had my concerns about this plant. You get it tested, you find out it's definitely positive. You get rid of it. The improvement levels are so much higher, and people get like stuck on things. You know what I mean? And there's people, we were talking about, I think last show, where you'll walk through facilities and they'll know that they have it on these certain plants, and they're like, we can't get rid of it because it's our best seller. And it's like, what are you talking about? Of course you got to get rid of that. That's like a no-brainer, but they'd just be like, deal with it almost, because that's kind of unfortunately where we're at, is that people are letting it, they get to a point where they know that they'll never clear their entire facility out. You know what I mean? It's impossible, because it's
No, we don't have COVID, just the guy in the corner over there.
Just
But we're okay over here. But him over there in the corner, he's a little sick, so stay away from him. We're on this side of the room. We'll be fine.
The tough part, though, is it really can be on the top of the plant, the bottom of the plant. Is it on the north side, the south side? If it's outdoor, you're taking cuts off outdoor plants. If it's indoor, you might even want to take cuts off the roots for testing, and that's really the key. Is so then when you're in these larger nurseries, I mean, I would just keep about 400 or 500 moms all the time. Then when it gets into the big numbers, like some of the large nurseries, it's impossible. They have the testing machines that can do 1,000 samples a day now.
Yeah.
And there are some really great nurseries like Refined Genetics in Northern California and Watsonville, and they do a superb job probably in the whole industry of keeping clean genetics. But yeah, there's definitely a lot of people in some of the other areas, mostly where it's more like industrial farming, like say Salinas or something. But Watsonville is close to that, but the Salinas guys are a little more sloppy, I feel.
Right.
So
to say the least.
Toomey Genomics came on the show, and I believe, what was the number, Adam? Like they take 18 different points.
Well,
on the
they
plant.
do.
It was something crazy.
No, I think they did 6 points. Is what it was, kind of like three on the roots. So 3 different spots on the pot. Like a triangle, and then top, middle, bottom, pretty much on the plant. Then that would be your initial test, and then after that, you might. But again, like you were saying, it can be different parts of the plant. You can test it here, and it comes out clean, and then all of a sudden it's on there, and it's like sitting in. And it's very cost prohibitive, because even if you have a PCR in your possession and you're able to run it, shit ain't cheap. You know what I mean? Like, every test costs you a couple. Like, no matter what, it's a few bucks. You know what I mean? It's like, so if you start
and no time and labor, and hiring all the foods.
Well, yeah, you need the guy who's a grad, PhD kind of level person there who's running the machine, and then you have to calibrate the machine, and then you have to, take all that into consideration. And a lot of times those things it starts to become super cost prohibitive, and unless you're, able, if it's worth it, it's worth it, of course, because if you have multi-million-dollar facility, then of course you don't want to fucking have a wipeout, right? So are you originally you're a California original, or where are you from?
Oh yeah, yep. I grew up in Southern California. School skateboarding, turned into full pipes, and then big air snowboarding. I was early pioneer and surfing, and then I always had friends and family in Northern California and Humboldt County, and I gravitated.
Well, we want
to
turn that one down. That's all. Yeah.
Who's that?
Oh, that's our American hemp guys.
Oh, okay. Hold on a second. We got to drop in.
Drop in. That's surfing. Getting dropped in on.
So it happens on here. Yo, is that Kip and Tom?
Yeah. I heard a yes.
They're at Fish right now. They're at Fish, so their internet's going to be terrible.
Wait a minute. You have somebody zooming in from a Fish parking lot right now?
Fresh from the lot. Kip, is that you?
Yeah, we're trying. Can you hear me?
We do hear you now. We hear you now.
This is Kip saying, the show's about to go off the rails.
We got the Danktress there live from...
Dankstress.
From the Fish lot. You on the lot, or where are you at?
Yeah, we're on lot. I'm trying to get the video up going. Can you see us?
Nope. Nope. And we got Tom from American Hemp there.
No, it's okay.
Yes, we are here. There we go. So come on.
Dun, 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 dun. It's like a game show.
Are they still there?
They are. They're trying to get the video. If it doesn't work, we can just do a quick chat, see how the show's going.
So just for context, this is our friend Kip, who is, where are they right now at a Fish show? Where are they playing? Do you know
Delaware. In Delaware.
In Delaware. So they got internet last year. So there's pretty much a chance that we might not, have them on the show. and James completely scared Christina away.
Oh, Blanco.
Said something about
So they're at
it.
So it's Mondegreen is the show that they're doing
It
right
was
now.
absolutely terrifying.
Mondo Green.
Mondo Green.
You have nothing to be afraid of.
It was stressful.
You see, well, that was See, you know what it is? James did not
It might
have.
have been the music.
I hear you, dude.
The music got you stressed out? Is that what you're saying?
No, the whole
There
thing
she is.
Like
There
when
they
you're-
are.
It's like when you're on shrooms in a certain song.
Okay, now we're on lot. Now it's lot vibes.
Well, at least turn your phone sideways so we can see the rest of you.
Sideways on the phone. She can't hear us. Nope, there she goes.
There we go.
Perfect.
Ding, 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 ding.
Well, we're there you go.
Oh, these tips are nice.
You like
Yo
that?
tips.
Yeah.
Yo tips.
Hey, shout out to Yo Tips. So Christina rolled a blunt, and it was whatever paper it was. It had skin on her fingers. I put it in a Yo Tip, and I didn't even have to prompt her. She liked it. YoTip.com.
YoTips.com. And we're frozen.
My weed that was getting.
Oh, your
like,
weed got it.
noise.
Yes, it's good to have weed.
Did you let Dave roll a joint of your better weed than his weed? Is that what it was?
Yes, he's on it right now.
Oh,
so
okay,
his
okay.
fingers are about to get sticky too.
All right, well, we'll see.
And we got frozen. We're frozen on lot. Frozen on lot.
My specialty is the frozen.
Yeah.
Fresh frozen for days.
Nice. Well, while we're still waiting on them, and we'll do like the back and forth. So
Yeah, her weed is much better than mine. I can tell you that already.
We knew that, Dave. Fucking come on.
I know. I didn't have any weed before I left. All I had was this really old Dante's Inferno. I had fantastic rosin with me.
Got my glazed lemon tie right
Pretty
here.
girls smoke pretty
This
weed.
stuff's amazing.
Pretty girls smoke pretty weed. Remember that,
I know you do,
James.
Dave. I know you do.
Remember that.
So you're saying glazed? Is that what vanilla frosting something cross, or what is the deal with that?
This glazed lemon tie. I did a lemon tie cross to a Chem Dog and Hindu Kush.
Oh, there you go.
And then I hunted it out. These guys in Oklahoma. And then we took that. I back crossed it. I gave it to these guys, Full Moon Farms up in Humboldt, and they got High Times stories and articles out of it. It's really amazing smoke, and a lot of like Woody Harrelson, WeHo, and Major League Baseball. They do a lot with the old Deadhead crews, and a lot of those are the sports people. Surprising or not surprising.
Hey, were you up in like Petrolia, Honeydew area in the 80s?
Well, originally I lived out in Edisburg off like the Kings Range, like halfway to Honeydew, halfway to Shelter Cove. And then I moved out to like the Founders Grove area, like closer to the freeway. I wanted to get off, like not being off grid. So I got like an on grid property, and then I moved up to Holmes, which is like a farming community. I've been all over. I'm kind of on the move. I'm like a chameleon.
There was something about the terpene that came out of the soil. I don't know what it was, whatever that flavor was back in the 80s, that I have been chasing forever and can't just, it's so difficult to find. It's like there was some directional shift and it's gone. I mean, I'll know it when I smell it. It's tough to describe it, but if you were in the area, from like 83 to 92, it was in the background of everything. It was almost like the dad always had that, and that's what everything crossed with. And
yeah, I think a lot of that was like Colombian, Mexican, things like that, and, Afghani. So I have some Colombian strains I've been working for a couple years now. I usually take a couple years before I even let it out there, but I got this nice Colombian diamonds. That's actually, I use the bling, the original bling, with this heirloom Landrace Colombian that I did a little magic on that one. Yeah, it's coming out really good. I got about 5 or 6 different Colombian ones, so I think really that it could be somewhere in the Colombian, the Mexican, from Oaxaca, Michoacan, places like that, possibly.
And this is from stock that you kind of acquired over the years, or is this stuff that you kind of getting fresh? Because a lot of those are pretty much cut off. It seems like they'd be pretty much cut off as far as like the original stock.
Yeah, well, I mean, they say the rarest seeds there are in Malawi. I don't know if I agree with that, because I have some pretty good sized bags of Malawi cross to Malawi that I made, and then I have about 12 Malawi crosses. So what it is, it's kind of searching it out and going. If sometimes someone saves one, someone another. Some of our, fellow breeder guys like Kevin George are going out traveling to the places again where the original guys like the TKOG, coming through Afghanistan and things like that. But I think, right here in California, we had like brickweed coming across, and pongos are right across in cars for all those years. So those seeds that popped out are kind of what got me started back when I was a kid, finding a seed in my brother's weed, and all his friends were going, "Oh, dude, you're bummed. There's seeds in there." I was like, "Seeds? Can't we grow these?"
Sure. I mean, the combinations back in the day were a lot of like what you would call TAMs, right? Thai, Afghan, Mexican, or Mexican Afghans, or and those original, because it was like when pounds were coming in that were from the spot. Most people threw all the seeds away, right? So then tons of beautiful genetics got tossed along the way. But then there are people out there, and we always say it's like film canisters in freezers. That's what you want to find. You want to find that,
exactly.
Like film canister that's already like caked in ice. You know what I mean? You're chiseling it away. Hey, what's this? You know what I mean? That's where all the fucking magic's at right there. Because if seeds got pulled out and put away, that must have been fucking killer weed, because there's absolutely, so much weed was, just dumped out the window, or out the, you'd just be like, and gone. But occasionally, and then we had a few, I had guys who, we didn't take very good notes either, right? Everything was just like, maybe
nobody wrote anything. You never wrote anything down. It was crazy.
You're like,
right?
I'll remember. It's in the red wrapper. I put it in the red.
No, it's March 1986.
Occasionally though, I had a few that had like slight notes. Like I remember we had a guy from Kentucky who sent me some seeds, same deal, out of his brother's refrigerator or out of his freezer, and it was like, it just said sticky, and it was 1982 skunk, and I was like, okay, that's more than most. You know what I mean? Normally you don't have even that to work with. So.
Yeah, I just got some, I used to go to Alaska in the 90s and extreme snowboarding, pioneering, and we smoked a lot of weed up there and ran into our friends up there that had the Matanuska Thunderfuck. And then I just asked them a couple months back, hey man, can I get some, what's the chance you guys have any of those seeds? They're like, fuck yeah, we got tons of them. We have a bunch of different varieties too. We don't know
how many pounds.
We didn't label anything. They're just in different Ziplocs.
And I feel like certain areas like that too, I'm sure there's multiple plants that were, given the name. It's kind of like how Big Sur Holy was back in the day too, where it was like there wasn't specifically one plant. You know what I mean? There was a whole bunch of different shit coming out of Big Sur at that same time period, and they were all given. Once they get down to Santa Cruz, you just called it Big Sur Holy, right? And it wasn't like they didn't there was the indica version, sativa version. Each year there might be a different, but it was just finding the right ones. And to me, like you were saying earlier about the Malawi, I think that's like one of the strongest weeds out there. Like when you get a good Malawi, it is fucking a head ringer, and they're hard and very far and few between. You don't see very many of them out there. That's a little bit in the
and they take forever. They'll go 12 weeks or longer.
Correct. Yeah, exactly. And
I got some Durban, F1 Durban, and Durban Gushers, Malawi, and my apricot vanilla frosting, which we have one with Sparkle Wizard. I have a lavender Malawi.
Sparkle Wizard?
Yeah, it's like the trimmers used to call it. What is this stuff? How are these? They call me the Sparkle Wizard. And I made a couple of strains that they all saved and said, oh, we got to have these. So that was the one of that, the backstory of that one.
But it's amazing that you named it after somebody said something about it. I've heard Adam say it many times on the show, that breeders name the strain before they know what it does and how it represents.
Yeah,
so there you go.
Yeah, the bling was specifically that. I had 11 or 12 greenhouses on the hill and 5 more out on the flat farm and in the alluvium soil and the dry farm at Holmes. And I had 5 big greenhouses there, and friends came out and they walked through everything. And then 3 different people are like, what's that plant way down there? And I'm like, I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what it is. And they're all, that shit's blinging. And that's how we came up with the bling, the bling, because it was plant. And it's true. There's a lot of times where someone's like, that smells like poison gas, and you're like, there it is. They're all, is that a vanilla frosting? And I'm all,
Well, I
call
mean,
one the poison frosting. I never just released that. I thought it was a little obnoxious, but
yeah, even the Kush back in the day was like, it wasn't named Kush because of the Kush region or any of that. It was actually spelled with a C, and it was about cushion. It was about being like, feeling like you're in a cush, like you're sitting in a couch, like, and so it was called Cushion. That's and then it became Kush, and then the name Kush from the place, all of a sudden, and it's one of those confusing names too, right? Because it's like, if you've grown a real Kush, you're like, that's got nothing to do how OG grows like a vine, and a real like a true Kush, Hindu Kush variety grows very symmetrical and beautiful and like a giant diamond-shaped plant that's just perfect. You know what I mean? Like completely the opposite of OG. OG is like not a structurally great plant. Right. It's just, we love the flower, but the structure not so much.
Totally agree. Yeah, the glazed lemon Thai that has the Hindu Kush in it, it makes like perfectly, like people think it's like the low stress trained when they grow it indoors, because it makes like this perfect bush that's incredible spacing and like just pretty much perfect. And then outdoor it's completely different. It gets a little bit bigger on it if it gets real hot and sunny in the mid phase and stretches, but like you said, OG gets that spiral twist, super stretched, viney.
Yeah.
I took about 8 or 10 years of back crossing all the different OGs in those peak years of the OG. I pretty much had the Triangle Kush and the SFV from SoCal, and then that got bred to become like the Humboldt OG, and that got bred in to become, I crossed it with the Skywalker. I called it the triple OG. I had the double OG, the triple OG, the OG gas, the I don't know, a bunch of different names, that then high octane OG, and then other people were like, that's my high octane OG, that's my triple OG, because we all had names. It was just the second or third time, or it just smelled like gas, because we didn't want it to be diesel like the East Coast. We were like, ours smells like gas.
Right, and then you have the jet fuel, of course.
Yeah. That was a good one.
I mean, OG's a winner, that's for sure, as we can all attest to. It's definitely, but it's not the greatest breeder. It's always a pain in the ass because it's very hard to nail it. You know what I mean? It seems to be like elusive a little bit. And I mean, you're in Cali, so you're in like the heart of where people just don't want to go too far away from that. Like they stayed on that tip for so long. Now, of course, everybody's trying to break out and kind of hopefully go in different directions a little bit, but still OG to this day runs.
The OG faded out on the like street market and even in the stores a couple years ago. It's been all like purple candy is what everyone wants. Candy. Now it's like they're like, that's not candy enough. It has to be like super candy.
Super candy, yeah.
And then I'll have strains. I'll be like, I don't know. I took this Skittles and crossed it to the Durban Gushers and hit it with my OG, which is like a really good OG, which actually grows strong. Like I bred in thick stalks, and but they'll be all, this smells like Pop Rocks, and I'm all, that's super Pop Rocks.
You look high, Dave.
And I look high? It's because of your weed.
OG is still the always go-to, like if you want, like people that love the rosin and the oils want Skittles flavors. Skittles actually has no myrcene in it, versus like OG, which is like one of the top myrcene producing plants.
Give the kids what they want.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and then growing Skittles is not fun. So of course, it's like the classic. Whenever something like that hits and everybody likes it, and then as a grower, you're like, fuck. Like I couldn't think of a worse plant to have to grow, especially on scale, because you start to deal with it on a trimming level, and it's a night. Nobody wants to trim it. I mean, there's all those parts, the moving parts, that definitely is nice when they. Very rarely do you have a plant that's easy to manicure and it has a sustaining power, because otherwise we'd all be growing it, right?
Yeah, that's what I grew for years. All that stuff that everyone wanted was the OGs, and then early on I got with the original cookies, and then that became, my buddy Frank hooked me up with Sherbinski. Like I was the first farm really up in Northern California to have the gelatos and the Sherberts, and before the gelato, you didn't really have a name for it. And Mario had the more purple sherbet, and Jai had the more green sherbet, which was kind of like the Skittlesy smell. And then the gelato that he was giving out to like the first 5 or 10 people was like the Gelato 41, which is like pretty much carried the weight now into like the lemon cherry gelato being like the hottest strain on the market for the past couple years, and like California wise for smoking flower. Then you get into Skittles is still probably the best rosin, and hash flavor, which, you know, doing crosses of like Donny Burger, GMO, and Skittles, those are like pretty much the hot route. Versus like for flour, people are still doing like gelatos and cookie crosses with OG, because even me, I smoke flour, I prefer to smoke, you know, just really good OG. Just give me the OG. But yeah, it's always changing. Like you said, you got to listen to the kids. So the purple flavor, I have some, you know, like apple custards I made, like sherbet, OG, crossed, hunted, kind of came out of the whole frosting family that I did. And then that, I pretty much followed that into like the Skittles, Z Cube, something that grew faster. And I crossed it with the Durban Gushers. So that kind of got it to at least like pick it up a little bit to say. And then trying to get the structure of the OG, but like stretched out, you know, so it'll grow outdoor and spaced out more, like not super stretched, you know, there's like a balance. It's hard to hit all the marks, but we keep trying, that's for sure.
And is James the only purveyor of your genetics right now?
No, I have a few other places I worked with for a few years.
I meant, is James your favorite purveyor of genetics?
You know
right
what?
now?
He's getting
I'm his newest for sure.
I'm getting the best comments from like people that said they had worked with him in the past and that had really a tighter selection. Not just having, you know, 50 breeders that all have the same stuff. He has, where pretty much the criteria from what I hear is, which I was glad I could meet, was to have like, you made the male, it's your male, it's been not just one time cross, it's like something you've proven, back cross. I like to not even put out stuff for 4 years or something. So I heard a lot of really good people saying that, you know, he had really good selection, like variety. And I felt if I could fit in that variety, that sounded great to me.
Yeah, no, it really is all about working lines and doing something, not just taking two, because it's you can take two breeders, you know, you can take Crockett's Angie and you can take Exotic's cookies, you could cross them. But maybe Crockett didn't want to cross them. Maybe Exotic didn't want to cross them. Maybe they did and it fucking turned out like shit, so they don't want that shit in the market. And so if you just to do that with somebody else's strains, that's not really great. Now, if you don't want to do that and find your own male and breed with that, well, that's something different. Now you got something you can call Exotic shit and do whatever the hell you want to with it. But, you know, you can't take somebody else. And that's the only way that I'd break it down, because I had breeders like, oh, he's using this, he's using that. I'm like, well, yeah, he's using it. You fucking sold him 10 packs of it. You didn't think he's going to use it? All right. But if he's using a male, that's something different. But if he's using one of your females, then you should take that as a vote of confidence, as a sign of respect. Like, he found something that he's wanting to breed with and thinks it's worthy enough and fucking wants to put it out as part of his line. That should be cool, you know? Now, if it's his male, that's something different. But, you know, if it's just choosing your females, you sold him the pack. So, of course he's going to work.
Yeah, I like the way you're going with that, because I kind of feel like in the past too, when we all could just grow for the people that smoked weed, and everyone wanted variety. So I'd be like, oh, that's my boysenberry cross to my vanilla cheesecake, and they're like, I've never even heard of that shit. I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty much, it's my strain. You never heard of it. That's why. And then I cross that to the vanilla frost. Like, oh, I heard of that. And then you're like, so now everyone wants to have, like in the retail market, they want to know those names. So it's gotten really hard.
So you're talking, I've heard like, I think at least 3 or 4 lines going back. Like, how far are you working stuff into your stuff? Like, and it seems like you just
I have stuff like F5s, F6, F7. I was kind of pulling up these notes. You really can't read them, but you can see I have like about 90 strains that I made that are the red mark's the only thing I didn't use, which wasn't my own. So 1, 2. So only 2 things. So like 88 out of 90 strains are just stuff that I've had for years, like sour lemon mac, something I created. Then I crossed that to my what I call blueberry mac muffin because it has some mac flavors in it. Sometimes, you're crossing that back to your, whatever I have, Grape-alicious. But then I've been trying to think about, what people want. So on like my flower breeding, I have more than enough to suffice to keep me for multiple lifetimes. But then I still have to listen to the market and hear what they want. So when I do like hash strains, it's been kind of that more like I have some ones that are great garlic, ajo blanco, and the apple custard of mine both do really good for hash, even with some of that popular purple tinted hash. But they're on the hash market, everything that wins is these, like, it's been bred with something common that's popular, papaya or Skittles or something to that matter.
And are there big, massive commercial retailers that are really, growing your stuff out there right now?
Are there, what's that?
Are you on the shelves anywhere, or is it in California?
Oh yeah,
or is it...
in California, there's I don't know how many 1,000 plus dispensaries. I worked with Maven Genetics out of LA for since 2018. 19 maybe. So they have the Cherry Gas, the Ajo Blanco, the Key Lime Jack. They probably have 16 different strains that they put to market of mine. And then they did like an outdoor only line where they probably had about another 10 or 12. And then basically for solventless and rosin company, we've been producing material for the top guys like Nasha. So you'll find Happy Dreams and Nasha, which is in the retail stores, one of the biggest real hash companies. And then you have like Punch Extracts and Rosin Tech Labs and places like that, Humboldt Terp Council, Arcata Fire, and they're going to have all kinds of different Happy Dreams. But it did get hard a few years back where I had my whole area, which was, I was probably running, 15, 20,000 square feet. And it was all my own stuff. And then all of a sudden the legal market hit and people all wanted to white label and package it themselves, and they wanted these, brand names,
that's the way every market works.
Like your house name stuff.
So over the years, I think I've established a few brand names, but they're, like the Cherry Gas is probably, I kept it super exclusive, and it's in a lot of different materials from flour to pre-rolls to vape pens to live resin. And then in the rosin world, the Ajo Blanco and garlic pancakes, those have gotten pretty good coverage around.
So how far back do you go in the Humboldt area there? Like how many, 20 plus years? I mean.
Well, I was going up there when I was younger, but like I said, I was big in the surf, skate, snowboard world. And I grew when I was a little kid. And then when I first got my first house and the Humboldt scene, I go back to the end of the good times is what I would say, where I was there 10 years, 15 years of the traditional good market where the 215 we were supplying to the dispensaries,
96 to 2010?
Well, I was going up there. Well, that period I was going up there, but I didn't move there full time till 2010.
Right.
So I have ties, like I said, in the surfing world where the OG came about. So up there in the hills in North LA, I rode my motorcycle up when I was a kid and had seeds, and I planted them up in the hills up there. You're like, okay, that's way back. Did my first indoor in 94. Yeah, fun stuff.
And that was from seed, or?
Back then, actually, I had what was a purple train wreck that basically had a blueberry Pinot in there. Is that pre-train wreck? I don't know, but it was a blueberry. Yeah, blueberry train wreck is what I think it was.
Yeah, it's about the right time period.
94 was that about?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Trainwreck was definitely like the strain of the time back then. Arcata and kind of moved its, it was 50-day flower, so that's beautiful. It's definitely out quicker than anything else.
Exactly.
So what is the story of the train wreck? Who was? I mean, a lot of people said it was because you got you high, and a lot of people said no, it's because you fucked up your room, fucked up your robes.
You don't listen to Adam. He's told this story many times. Even I know the answer.
It's literally named because when you opened the door to your grow and you looked inside, it was looked like a train wreck. It was just like everything in every direction. Is impossible to stake it up. If you tried to stake it up, it kind of went sideways at a little curve, had a little curve in it. Just disaster to grow.
Do we know who to give credit to that to, or how that was derived, or who came up with that one, or?
When I was in Arcata in 90, I guess it was right around the same time, around 95 or 6 or something like that. There was a group up there that had they claimed it was theirs, and it was E32 cut because it was row E plant 32 or whatever, you know what I mean? And so I met it was a woman run dispensary. And I met her, and she was claiming, but I don't, it's kind of that strain got so many different stories around it that were a bunch of bullshit. Like people were saying, oh, it's named because it was where there was an old train tracks, and there was no train tracks at all anywhere in that area. So I was like, nope, that's fucking some bullshit right there. And then it was, everybody had their story to put to it. But from what I gather, it was the E32 cut was the one that was the Arcata cut that blew up. So I don't know the name of the group, though.
Awesome.
So, James, no more game show? Is that it? You mean he gave away?
No, it was a test. It was just a test.
Okay.
She may even get double the amount of seeds. You never know if you just shut your mouth, Dave.
What do you mean? I'm trying to see if we have another.
More questions?
If we have another contestant. Maybe you want to try Mark or Vinny?
No. If we have one that comes in, if somebody wants to come on.
No, wait. Hold on. I'm sorry. No, my mistake. Is there anyone in the chat who would like to play this game?
There you go.
Yeah. Anyone in the chat right now? James offered it up before we went on.
See who can answer it.
Well, we just got to get somebody to agree to. They have to be able to operate Zoom.
Well, Mr.D can finish playing. If he wants to.
Yeah, I'll try it again. I would try it again.
As I was listening to your breeding stories, I'm down to hear your history of the area of Humboldt. That's a lot of people don't.
Those were the best time. I'd love to talk about that. My good friend had a hardwood flooring business. I had the surf, skate, snowboard shops. It all was crashing. We all grew weed before. We all grew weed, in our backyard. We had it under house. I had little 1 lighter, 2 lighters, 8 lighters, whatever people had. Everyone kind of shared in what they had from that community of people. And when he turned to me and said, remember my uncle's got that 500-acre ranch up there in Humboldt. I was like, what the fuck are we doing, dude? We should have went there a long time ago. Why do we go up there and back? Well, let's just stay up there. He's like, are you down? I'm down to fucking move right up there immediately. And then once I got there, it was like motorcycles with your flip-flops on and no helmet and up and down the hill and water lines and plants, every kind of plant you wanted to plant. So I always had gardens and vegetables and fruit trees and everything. So I was like, oh, this is epic. And I pretty much never left after that.
What year was that? What time was that?
2010. And then after that, I was like, okay, I'm going to get my own farm. So
before cell phones. Before cell phones.
Fuck 'em. Yeah, before cell phones. So yeah, you park your car, have a piece of wood over your license plate, aimed out in case the helicopter flew by, and then you had the note from the dispensary. Dab, you were growing for the for the patients. So if it was 6 plants a patient, and you had a book of 1,000, so you have 6,000 plants. So then everyone did. We were doing the light depths to hide them. Hide the plants under the greenhouses, and then later the tarps, and then keeping the light hidden all the time, which now is, state law, which I've never put light to the sky. I always cover my hoops and stuff. And those were good times. And then he would say, wow, have you been all over the property? And I'm like, dude, I don't know. I went to that one building and then the other building and over there, and this road dead ended. And he's like, did you go down this other road? And I'm all, and I'm like, no. And then we go down there and there's giant old barn like falling over, and you're like, wow, that's crazy. He's like, have you been in there? I'm like, no. And then you go in, they had like a 200 lighter in like 1970. And like you're just like, what the fuck? And there's like standing dead plants still in there from like whatever year, 98 or something. They got in trouble.
Like diesel off the grid shit.
Yeah, diesel. So then it's like the diesel truck, and that. And that was pretty much what really got me into farming with the living soil and all that. Is that living in the hills, it was great, but when the diesel truck would come and you'd be getting a lot of fuel, for your 40K or 100K generators. We had like 3 generators rolling for the mom room, the clone room. Basically a small room for clones and small plants, and then a bigger room for like grow ups, and then your flowering. So you have to have 3 different areas a lot of times, running on either one big one or three small, 3 smaller. And then I'm like, okay, I'm not really into doing oil changes. Not really into like buying and pouring fuel. I'm not really into pouring nutrients. Like, I'm gonna find a place with really killer soil. So my first hill spot was some of the guys that they make the OG Wellness. Shout out to Jeffrey Milinovich, which I got their farm that was originally up there, and we had really good soil, really good exposure, lighting, and it became like just making plants. And then from there, I moved out into the more farming community, where I was in flat row crop.
How many plants are you talking? A couple hundred, a couple thousand?
When? Back then?
Yeah, how many moving properties?
Well, what we would do then is if it was like full termers, you're like, oh, you can have 99, so there's 6 of us, so 600, and we'd have like 574, because a few of them ended up being late males. Yeah, and then after that, it was like, well, let's do some hoops. Our hoops were like 8 feet by like 50 or something back then, but you'd put in like 500, in 1-gallon pots.
It's the greatest moment of my life.
Yeah, those were the good old years. And then, you'd have the constant cycle by like mid 2000, I don't know, 14 or something. I was doing perpetual harvest, so I'd have I'd plant Monday, Tuesday, usually the way it worked is I'd harvest Monday, Tuesday, and then we'd clean it up on Wednesday, and then plant Thursday, Friday. Saturday, you'd start like putting in the trellis, and then Sunday, you'd hope to get a half day off and go down to the river or something. But we did like 49 harvests one year.
Like 10 plants in a cycle, like 50 plants in a cycle, like how many?
No, like 280. We were doing like 288 plants in like a 20 by 100 greenhouse. So spacing them out maybe like 10 inches or so at the most, in beds, soil beds. So then that's what happened is I first got rid of the pots, doing a bunch of pods. Then I got rid of like the soil, just using native soils, feeding the soil, putting cover crops. Amending it the first few years, but mostly with like organic matter and cover crops, and then really just top feeding like archipelago bat guano around like the 3rd week when we were not. And then after a while, you had plenty of phosphorus in the soil as well. And then it got to be like, well, we really need to trellis because we picked all these killer stalks and bred them into these killer stalks. Like, I'm going to go no trellis. So I started no trellising in like 2017, maybe 18. And then I went into the fields with no trellis, like row cropping. Still no cages, no stakes, no trellis. Just get the plant in as early as you can, and then have it grow up with the way it intended, like the getting the root to really take off. And
So
once you get the root to eat,
that you bred, so you know their stability and you know what you're looking for there, or that,
all stuff I bred. Yeah, all the dry farmed plants I did were all my own stuff.
And how many in a row are we going here for row crop? Like behind me there, like 50 in a row or 100 in a row?
Oh no, we would, probably like the early license I had was for like an acre, and in an acre you do about 3,000 plants. So we would do like 100 rows, 30. So you'd end up with 3,000, and then later it became like an acre and a half or 2 acres, 3 acres, 3.25. We do the same kind of math, but I reduced the numbers actually of plants. Originally, the state they counted us per plant in a circle, so I did the pi r squared, and I was like, why count 4 by 4 is 16 square feet? You do pi r squared, it's like 12.68, so you save like 22%. So we planted extra, and then the next year they're like, these are like hedges and rows. They're like, you need to count the row. That's fucked up. They're circles. So then we had to readjust our planting, to plant rows like a little bit tighter because of and then they would say, oh, now they're too wide because they'd bend over and reach out to the rows. And then they'd be, oh, wait, this measures out at 5.5 feet wide, and it says only 4 feet. So like, you need to take out 3 rows. And then one year during COVID, they were like, because of different reasons, you need to take out this whole acre, and you're just like, what the fuck? It's wrong with these people?
Yeah,
and at that point in time, there wasn't enough product being grown. And then now it's become the exact opposite, where there's just such a huge weight in like the amount of flour grown, and like flour alone, I think it's like 3 or 4 times is grown for what actually sells. So you get these people that produce, and they can't
by California. See, California was used to sending it to Oklahoma, which is now legal, and North Dakota, and New York. Yeah, they all got programs, and they're just like, you know what, we're going to just grow it ourselves. We don't need Cali weed.
Yeah, which they have their own problems. So my thing is I like to help the growers out in those areas, particularly even like Oklahoma and New York. I shout out to Zizzle out there in New York City, or northern New York, I should say. But and then Pink Granite Tish out in Oklahoma. He's a real solid organic grower. Basically out there, they have the problem of the really high humidity, really bad botrytis mold problems, super bad powdery mildew, weak plants blown over by the tornadoes. And since I bred all my genetics on like the Eel River Valley, it's super windy, and close to the river, it's super humid. The plants would be wet for like 10 hours a night, 12 hours, sometimes even 14 hours. And when you can have that stuff survive through those weather, I think even in New York, I've barely tapped into that market, but New York's, suffering with just like a week ago,
PM issues.
The guys that, just freezing weather and massive rain. So
it's okay. They still have millions of pounds
from last
grown
year.
Yeah, they do.
From last year that they couldn't sell.
I know.
So now my partner Motley Terps out in Lompoc, northern Santa Barbara, we identified an area that has a similar weather as like central Humboldt, with the like 50s at night and the mid 70s in the day, and things don't get giant. But you need to be able to have plants that are resistant to the extreme. We're getting about 14, 15 hours of wet plants, like being about 4 miles from the SpaceX rocket launch out there in Vandenberg Air Force Base, Surf Beach, and the genetics have to be really, catered to those conditions, or you're going to have complete failure. So a lot of the really big farms down in that area came in, and they've, had nothing but trouble.
Right.
Just years and years and years of losses.
Because they're growing the wrong things. It's not how they're growing it. It's like what they're growing. It's not going to flourish.
Yeah, it's all the way up to like Santa Cruz down. They tried to like clue into growing, but they're too quick to just buy all the commercial names. If whatever's hot right now, that's all they want. And they want the whatever runts or whatever they're going to call it this week. Next week they don't want that one. They want the Obama runts. Trump runts coming out soon, I guess, huh? Trump runts. But
no,
maybe not. But anyway, back to the reality is, when you hit like above like maybe Petaluma and up all the way up in even Oregon, that's where the people really learned about growing the right strains for their environment. The people that are still standing, that have survived, it's because they know what they can grow and produce effectively.
The cackling.
And then when you're growing these crops are like 3,000 and they're your genetics, and you can see your stuff at population, like that's kind of cool, right? Like I'm sure you can then pick out some special ones, and obviously like, wow, these are all weed, but that one's different.
Yeah, exactly. I try to do like a minimum of 100 to 200 female plants to do any selection from, and most of my hunts have been like 400 to 500 and even 1,000. When you can start them small, when you do really large hunts, you can take out things right away that maybe like the ones that anything that got powdery, gone. Anything that grew small, gone. Anything with too weird leaves, gone, and you can really nail down. But I've had it many times where I just get one. You're just like one, and then you're like, oh, damn it, I had this cool Colombian necktie name. I thought it was so cool. Man, I don't know about this plant. Then you hold on to it for 5 years before you even know what to do with it.
Well, the funny thing is when you do these huge hunts like that, and you number them all, and then you realize it's like number 6. You know what I mean? You're like, fuck, I could have just done it. Literally number 6, but I had 300 of them. You know what I mean? And it's like sometimes you get those.
Yeah. The bling was 34 out of like 985. I was like, oh my God, 34.
Right.
But I did have like a 284. That's I call that burnt apple custard. That was a really nice one. That was out of 400, 284. But it is ironic, you get a lot of low numbers. So with Maven in LA, when I started developing their whole pheno selection concept, we were doing like 40 plants, after popping like 100 seeds, say. So you pop 100 seeds, get it down to like 60 or so females, and then quickly you're at 50, and then you plant those, and somehow the spacing or whatever, they only got 42 in there, and then it's pretty easy to do that because you can do like 20 a light, keep them small, and then really kind of see where they go. I like to get them out in the field where they're spaced out, at least 4 or 5 feet apart, and let's see what they can do in the sun, and then go back into the indoor later and then see how people feel about like yield data and volume, because now everyone's trying to get 3+ pounds of light, which you get something like Skittles, you're not going to get it. So
every day I get like 10 pounds of light. What are you talking about?
James 20. He gets 20.
Wrote the book.
Yeah.
But it's
there was a time when it was like people were like in Humble, they're like, we're only getting like 1.25 pounds of light. I'm like, dude, I'll show you how to get 2+ pounds of light, no problem. And they're like, bro, if you can get that, we'll fucking give you 1/3 of the crop. And I'm all, 1/3 of the crop. That makes sense, because if you got 2 pounds and you're taking 1/3 of it, they'd still get more than they were getting before.
Right.
And then they would like look at my notes. One time I planted 70 plants of light. And OG, and they're like, OG never yields, and I actually hit 3.01, and they took the notes, threw them in the fire. There's no way that's possible.
Well, I mean,
they took your notes and threw them in the fire?
Yeah, threw them in the fire, and I was like, because people thought, when they've been doing it for years, and they only got a 1.2, 1.5 pounds, and all of a sudden you got double. And I was like a surfer. They're like, I had these plants and trees my whole life, and I had this little light underneath my house, and I forgot to tell you about.
Yes.
Adam would have never done that.
Never.
Yeah, the fire department used to come, and they'd be like, wow, it smells like a skunk around here. I'm all, that's what my kids say.
Come on. Adam, you tell the story. You used to, in New York, when people were growing in early 90s, they'd always look for skunks on the side of the road.
They'd throw them in the back of the truck and bring them home and leave it right next to the front of the house. So there's always a skunk there, See, as you hit the corner, you're like, wow, I smell skunk. And they, there it is. It's in the middle of the road. And then kind of keeps you.
That's great.
Knock you off your game. So it didn't matter if the skunk smelled or not, just as long as you had one. Fresh,
right.
A fresh dead one.
I have a pet skunk.
You have a pet skunk?
No, I'm just saying, like, here in New York, casually have a pet skunk.
No, you need a dead skunk.
No, this is
you
dead
need
one.
Outside, dead, squished.
Yeah, squished.
It has to be squished, preferably flattened.
Yeah.
You want
That's the smell they want now.
Yeah, you want it on
Yeah.
everyone's tire when they're driving past, so that
I
nobody
actually-
can.
my friend's
Yeah.
my friend's dog got skunked the other day, and I was like, it was such a reminiscent thing where I was just like, I walked up and I was like, damn, it smells like fucking skunk here. Finally, I was like, this smells good. Like, I like the smell. To me, it's like totally pleasant nowadays. And I was like, oh, that's nice. Like, I wish weed smelled like that. 'Cause you don't see it very often. That's for sure.
On Humboldt, multiple times I had that damn skunk spray underneath your car, and then you're gonna not enjoy skunk after that. Or one time I was like, heard something by the door. I was taking a shower, and I look out my little French doors, and the skunk just sprays the fucking door as I'm standing there.
On a screen door,
month.
on a screen door, so it really sticks in there.
Yeah, just stuck in there for like months.
Different smell though.
What's that?
It's a different smell though.
Yeah, but it's not an enjoyable smell when it's on your car or sprayed.
It's
Exactly.
It is amazing how fucking potent it is, though, because I was picking my son up, and he didn't get sprayed, but just the fact that the dog got sprayed, he was in the house. We went out, we left. It smelled the entire time, and then after a certain point, you just don't notice it anymore. And then we got home, and then Cece's like, "Damn, it smells." I was like, "Dude, that's just from like him being nearby." Imagine how it is when you actually get dosed by it. That shit is potent. It's so strong.
But that is important, because I will walk outside at night and have the dog on a leash, and I can smell. I know it's in the area. Living in the country, I know it's in. Go right back inside. You don't want them to be like a rattlesnake, where you have no idea that they're there until the rattle happens. So I appreciate that. Skunks should still do that. And if you know any, trap growers right now, we could start some mail order dead skunk business.
Yeah. Well, the one I've been
Vegas
trying to
before
find
I
out there
ever
again
had
is cat
experienced
piss.
skunk smells because
I've been trying to find that cat piss.
And I got brought here.
But which one? Like, there's some cat pisses
They're
out
not
there.
listening.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen it yet, but lately. But it used to be a really good one in SoCal, like out on Laguna Beach. They had the best ever cat piss.
T-Dog, shout out to T-Dog, because he was down there in San Diego. Kind of, that was the classic.
Oh, that was him down there, huh?
That was different surf. That was different. You
More
were
surfers.
a snowboarder, right? He
He's
was
a surfer, snowboarder, both.
the same thing.
Both.
I just don't want him to. I don't want T-Dog to, get offended or anything like that. I'm not mentioning another surfer. It's just you. You're the only surfer we know.
No, but cat piss was definitely one of those. At the moment in time, it wasn't like you felt like it was the thing, because it was strong. It had its moment, but it was very much hit and miss. Like if you showed it to somebody, 50% of the people hated it. You know what I mean? Right out of the gate, like, why would you even want it? So it didn't have like how Kush is like just a winner all around. You know what I mean? Everybody loves it.
That's true.
I never liked cat piss. I thought it was an offensive odor. It was. Well,
the cut that I remember
especially
was
early on. Ugh.
It was very cat piss with a basement funk to it. Like had that like if you dried your weed in your basement kind of vibe. Didn't matter if you dried it in your basement or wherever it was. It just always had that like danky kind of thick thing, which the minute you don't have it, you want it again. You know what I mean? Like when you have it, you're like,
I think it'd just be really unique, to see it again. I haven't seen it in a long time. That's why I was, because the hash world, it's like everything become these candy flavors, and now in flower too, it's become purple candy. I think needs to be a breakthrough again. I think it's going to be more land races and traditional older terpene profiles, but some of that weird stuff, people like it. They go to it would jump out. It's like something different. But I don't know. I'd have to see it again.
What are you working on now? What are you working on coming up?
Well, I got a bunch of grapefruit crosses that I've been doing, and the Colombians. I have like a Colombian gold, Colombian diamonds, the Colombian necktie. I'm trying to master that one through again. But then these grapefruits, I have a really good candied grapefruit growing up at Soul Spirit Farms in Humboldt. Walter up there, he hunted that one out after I ran it, and it's probably about ready to enter the market soon. I got a really good grapefruit bling. Miracle grapefruit's been a good one that has kind of like the terps of a Mac, but it's got grapefruit, it's like a Skittles. It's like a Jack Skittles or something. And then I have a bunch of apricot strains I got this really good orange apricot that I had probably 5 years now, and I did like an apricot vanilla slurry with slurricane in it, kind of getting into the hash flavors being different. And Tropicana's been big, so I have like a Tropicana apricot, and I got a bling apricot. It's like lime and apricot. It's pretty neat. Fucking up, my necklace here broke off or something.
Nice. So apricot will be the new flavor profile for a bit. Sounds like.
Well, it's just, it's another one that's it's loud and it's different. When you get into flavors, there's only so much lemon cherry gelato type of flavor, and I think Skittles is, the grapefruit Skittles flavoring is still really hot and popular, but I think it's got to be something different. What's going to be next? Hard to say.
That you hit it right on the head. Hard to say. They're a finicky crowd, and we're coming upon the first generation since Colorado's legalization that will have never known anything other than a regulated market.
Wow, that's hard.
Never, ever,
so
ever,
like
ever.
the 90 strains I was telling you I have, I think that's about 17. Down here, 2, 4, 6, 9, 12, 14. Yeah, 17 strains. So out of 90, I've narrowed it down to 17. But, that 17, how has it hit the market? I know 2 of them have already, tested the waters really well. Maybe 3 or 4. But then are they going to hit the mass market? I'm not really worried about the mass market, You got to be spread out in all the markets still somehow or another.
Well, it's also like Cali's like such a big animal, and it's such it's a difference between NorCal and Southern Cal, and everybody's it always had its position, right? And NorCal always producing, Southern Cal always being the biggest sales spot, you know what I mean? And now it's all marketing, and it's all, it's kind of ridiculous to the point where it's like things out there are selling for more expensive than anywhere just because of the hype, you know what I mean? It's there's not about it used to be about the risk, and now it's about the hype, you know what I mean? It's like you're paying for
right.
Used to pay for risk, now you pay for hype. So in Cali, they love to pay for it. They're like, yes, I will. We
$50 ounces.
James Bean. How much, James? $1,000 ounces.
$750.
$2,000 ounces.
$2,000. Depends. $5,000 pounds. It's crazy.
The hype in California and in Washington is real. Okay, we had an opportunity, Adam and I, to supply genetics to a Washington company that would have. They were like the Toller grower, right? Adam could have come in, spent a week with them, given the genetics, gone over with the nuance of the strains, and they would have pumped it out in a professional commercial grow. Okay, and it would have been fireweed. They didn't care about that. They wanted us to have 300,000 internet followers. They wanted something like that. That when they didn't care about this, they just said, "Listen, we'll grow anything."
Yeah,
and
once
we'll
they say how
just
many
put
followers
that
do you
name
have,
on it."
I'm like, and we're out of here.
And you're like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" The reputation of your company is that you delivered the finest flour to like the top 280 dispensaries in Washington State. They knew you for that, right? If you wanted top shelf, you were the company they called. And you're telling me that all you really care about are the followers, then that's not within your purview there.
Mega corporal weed.
Yeah.
So have you ever, in all your years of growing, did you ever have a chance to come across like MK Ultra or like bubblegum or like Sage or Sage and Sour? Did you ever work with any of those?
Attaboy, James.
Froze up on him.
We used to sell the shit out of that Sage and Sour.
Did you ever send a nickel per ounce to the grower who bred it?
Yeah, you should get that one.
No, if you know that guy, you should probably have been carving off a nickel.
Right, everyone
every
in
ounce.
there.
But did you ever grow bubblegum or Sage and Sour or Sage or MK Ultra? Can you not hear me?
I don't think Mr.D. Happy Dreams. He was asked. James is trying to set you up because Adam bred MK Ultra and Sage and Sour and Bubble Gum.
No, I know people have the bubble gum up there. Aloha Humboldt. They still roll that bubble gum up there, and I never grew any of those. Actually, I was all about the OGs as early as I could, as far as my volume growing started to be. I did Master Kush one time back. I don't remember the year, but it was.
That's different. Everybody gets confused with MK and Master Kush. They're like, isn't that? Like, no, not the same thing. But that's MK was an OG. It's OG G13. So I figured you might have tried that one in the past.
Right.
It's in the wheelhouse. But yeah,
didn't quite get that one.
The Sage and Sour definitely caught on. I think that's one of the best ones as far as like when I get feedback on people. That's like out of all of them, definitely seemed to keep feet in both lanes. You know what I mean? It was like good yielder, fucking power weed, which is important because unfortunately, like I'm so surprised that Skittles made it through all of this time period just because of the fact that it doesn't yield shit. So it's like, as a grower, normally those things get pushed to the side, but somehow that fucking plant has just survived through it all. And I think it's just because the extracts are so good.
It's ready.
It vibrated.
Yeah.
It's the flavors. People are super into those flavors. Now, I think it's been like, the blends of the fruits of like papaya and mango and strawberry and guava. And the Skittles kind of has that where it's hard to nail down, like, what is the flavor? It's super, fruity citrus or whatever. It's what is it? And that's really taken off. But I've been, along with other people, obviously trying to make things that have something closer to, an offshoot flavor like a true strawberry or I've been doing a couple things with like some sour banana lime, things like that for rosin again, where for me, I've seen really the flavor has become a focus again with me. For a long time, it was just straight like, what is it? And like, learning about the terpenes. And then when you go into the terpenes with the flavonoids, it's like exponential. That's why I think I end up with so many different crosses, and it's hard to pick out which ones.
That's why you have 5 lifetimes of work to play with. Yeah. So it's part of the curse, right?
But I'm going up to like the guys at Full Moon Farms again in another week or two or something, and see all the plants that they have growing, the glazed lemon Thai and the Ajo Blanco, Key Lime Jack, a few others they got working with me, but.
And how many did they get? Like 10 plants, 20 plants?
No, what happens is I'll get them just like 4 or 5 cuts originally when you get the chosen pheno, and then everyone has no problem growing them up from that, and then multiplying them out to create like a production run,
And that's indoor, outdoor?
Those are like light depth, outdoor, some greenhouse. That's all light depth.
Right.
And then up there in like Soul Spirit Farms, Walter and Judy, they're like super regenerative, in Willow Creek, and they have like the candied grapefruit. Walter's been going through his own hunt and own selections, and then it goes on to the real lab reports, that make the final decision nowadays.
Yeah.
To really prove, are your numbers right? Are we all guessing the right one here? A lot of times we are. 9 out of 10 times we are guessing the winner, even in the lab tests.
Yeah, it's nice to get reinforced when you're like, oh shit, we did select a decent one there. It's good. Unfortunately, that's also probably where people have lost really good things, just because some people put too much value on those lab results. You know what I mean? And they're shooting for that. Whereas like if you don't do the lab first and then confirm it's way better. Like the minute, like a lot of people use the lab to follow their guide, like, oh, get rid of all those don't hit the numbers we're looking at. And sometimes that's a bad move in my opinion, just because we all know numbers are very much based on just like, consumers are unfortunately driven to go 30% plus on everything that they want to buy, which is kicking out a lot of, like, most of the good shit. Most of the good shit's down in that 22, 28, or 22, 26 range with tons of different terps all over the place, and like a lot of different, nuances that you don't see. When you get those 30s, they become sort of bland because there's a lot of THC crowding the whole zone, and there's a lot less terpenes to fill in the gaps, right? So it's kind of...
Here, I got a question. Here's what I want. The smart person out there, the Max Montrose, the Mike Denver, the Mike Grow, we need a Drake equation for THC overall potency. You know what I mean? It's got to be a combination of something.
Exactly.
A percentage of terpenes multiplied by something else so that THC is only one weighted factor in the number so that you don't have to put THC is 42%. You put here is the potency number or whatever we come up with.
It's hard.
And that's what it is. So
it's really
so
hard.
I
to
task
get people,
you, smart person.
It's really hard to get people to get past it, though. It's just because everybody's also thinks they know. Very few people are like, my favorite, terpene is, and if it is, it's like, like pretty hard to nail those ones strain by strain too. Like, unless it's terpenoline. Terpenoline is the only one that you can say, that's it. That is what it is. Whereas, myrcene. Of course, if you love OG, you're going to love myrcene. And if you love, there's certain things you can kind of gravitate towards, but it's really, again, the combinations are where it's at. It's those little combos, percentages, and the little, because if it's
and then you have issues with that because, like, the terpenoline, I was chasing that pretty good. The sour lemon mac I put out with Maven, it won the state fair for indoor, grown out of Mocha in Humboldt.
Nice.
And highest terpenoline, it was like off the chart. But then people were like, "Oh, can we get some rosin of that?" And you're like, "Well, it doesn't really extract just pure rosin well."
Right.
Good luck with that.
It's just dripping, right? There's nothing.
Dripping oil, yeah.
Exactly.
So, yeah, I agree. It would be really cool if we had a thing where it was like, okay, this is the concentration of the summation of these parts. But what happened is like, say, the vape pen market, that's what did happen is everyone wanted to see how many cannabinoids, how much THC, how much. So then everyone went straight to distillate so they could get their number. And THC A at the time, or just THC, diamonds. The next thing you know, they're all like, it has to be 80%. You're all, no, that's horrible. You want it like 70 or 60% because you want the terpenes in there to be higher percentage.
Exactly.
We should have you back on when we have Meg Sanders on in a few weeks. She runs Canna Provisions.
Okay.
She was telling me about the shift in the market that is occurring right now, that there are THCA vendors that are selling 60 to 90,000 pre-rolls a month through the mail order and putting them on the shelves. So
that's
a shift is coming in the marketplace. When you talk about the prices bottoming out in California, it's not just because of the states that are legal. It's probably more for the states that are still illegal, but now have access to this air quote THCA. And it's showing up. That is
Illinois and stuff.
That's the threat to the marketplace because they're making so much money right now that they're going to push for representation, and we might see them not close any loopholes, and just the farm bill becomes the lay of the land. And
they're $100 to $500 license to grow hemp or whatever.
It sucks that there are lots of people. I mean, lots of people who invested hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars to get legal licenses and to run businesses. But we might find out that the way to do it is to follow the farm bill.
But it's still it's still in the spirit of cannabis, though, in my opinion. So I'm kind of like, go for it, guys.
Yes.
If you got that, if you got the balls of steel and you're ready to do that, you just go for it, guys. I'm not going to say nothing about it. But it's just, it's again like how hemp got legal because of cannabis, which doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean? It should have been the other way around. So if we're gonna have whatever it takes to get us normalized, I'm for it. You know what I mean? Because it is
schedule.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, deschedule
Yes.
all the way. That's all we want. Yeah,
Yes.
That's it. But,
And so you had so many choices of people you could have sold your seeds. As much as I give James Bean shit for some of the shirts he wears, he runs an amazing business. And some of the things we used to say about him are that when I started 6 years ago, he had 50 breeders, but no one shared the same male. Now he's got 72, James?
I got a few.
He's got a few. Nobody shares the same male. So you have a good distribution partner right there in James Bean.
So you've got regular stock and feminized stock. Which of the latest drop here, which is available, of course, on our website? Which of those? If I can only pick three, which would those three be?
Well,
the Oro Blanco hit it for me. That was one of them.
Yeah, the Ajo Blanco being that it makes really nice flour. It hits. You can get the really good purple pheno easy, and then it actually washes and dumps like purple rosin. That one's probably one of the best in there. I really still feel like Cherry Gas is like a huge flower plant that yields really high. You could get some of the record numbers in yield, and yet it hits the whole lemon cherry market. It's more gassy even than lemon cherry gelato, and like really high THC, like super high numbers. And the vanilla frosting's still a winner, but I think you got a couple others on there that
only have three.
I throw in.
Just three.
I know. What's the difference between your vanilla frosting and Nat's vanilla frosting? Are they coming from the same?
Well,
seeds?
mine is the vanilla frosting. I bred the vanilla frosting on the farm.
So is it the same seed stock, or is he making F1s, or how's that? How do we get to two?
From the original seeds and selection that was with me on my farm, which then I shared with him, and then he's gone and made feminized seeds like S1s from those. The original plants were like back crossed 3 times, and those I have the remaining seed stock from that he never even had.
And those were done as a collaboration, as a way.
As a collab. So and the reality of it all, we both. I told him back then, I was like, Humboldt really needs to stay strong and on the map, and your males were kind of like all these train wreck type things. I said the market's changing. I have the best OGs. I got the best gelato. I got the best cookies. Like, we should be putting these in. I'll hunt them all out. I'll give you some males. I'll give you some females. And then he's like, we should do a pheno hunt. And I told him I'm doing one. I got like 9,000 plants. He's like, I want to do 10,000 for the whole country. County. And I was like, well, we should probably up that number. But either way, I have those stocked. So it's it's a collab in. I never got paid any money off of that production. It's just been what I did myself with it, was keep it for the community.
It's
like
inside
everyone.
baseball with Adam Dunn here.
The story you just told reminds me of that skit from Saturday Night Live from Colon Blow. Not just one bowl of colon blows, 10,000 bowls. No, you're going to do 10,000, 20,000 bowls.
I know. Yeah. When they were first selling the clones for $100 each, or even some of these other websites have them for even more, you don't get a penny off of it, but it's whatever.
Well, maybe James will include some of those 15 seeds. I think you won 45 seeds, right, Christina? 100 seeds. So of the 100 seeds she won, include some of, Happy Dreams.
Yeah, James.
Yeah.
James,
it's 100 seeds you owe her, so you basically can include a lot.
And the email address.
And no problem. And make sure, right? You guys heard it here on the show. James is very, very generous. So.
Well, cool, man. Well, thank you very much.
Grab that glazed lemon tie too, then while you're at it.
Yes.
Yeah, I know you got me a jar of that shit.
I'm looking. I'm going. What we're all? You got? Yeah, you got that.
James is smoking brown weed right now. If you know
it's
that,
a pleasure to have you on.
Yeah, if you want any seeds killed, you can send them my way.
Brown.
I do a lot of free. I like
seeds killed now.com. That's me.
Yeah, breeding seeds for the people. I like to give free seeds out. That's kind of how I started out. When did you start selling them? I said, well, I started giving them away a long time ago, and that's what I did for the first 6 or 7 or 8 years. I just gave them away to people.
Yeah.
But and it sounds like from your lines, you bred a lot of your lines like you're using a lot of your own shit from in-house, like you kept it in the family, so to say.
Yeah, that's what I've been trying to keep on that. And, like I said, in the fem line, if you look on the fem lab, those are going to be more of like keyword popular type strains. But I will work those in myself. What I'm trying to do is work collaboratively with other breeders. So we're going to come out with the onion burger. It's going to be working with Brett that did the Donnie burger. Yep. California Seed Bank, shout out to him, fellow surfer as well. And then we're doing it with Patrick from Pico's got the onion Bahaji. And three of us are going to kind of collaboratively. I think working together with breeders upon breeders is probably a good route in the future.
I found something that was cool, and maybe you couldn't get it done, but I don't know if you've ever done it or Dunn's even done it, but a couple of my breeders told each other that they send each other projects. Like they'll take something, they'll work it, and then they'll send it to the other guy. And like, here it is, it's yours now. And then you work it, and then you send it what you do with it back to me, and then I'll work it again. And people are sending shit back and forth between breeders. I thought that was kind of cool.
It's like
that some of the one lighter like individual tent growers, they love that stuff. The one lighters.
No.
Well, cool. We got to do our shout outs. And I want to thank Mr.D for coming through. We'll definitely have you come back on soon because I think we have many layers to dig into.
Oh, yeah. The history of Humboldt is interwoven with some of the stories you've been telling. A lot of
we could get some.
And we didn't even get into the do you know and do you know and do you know, and then that's when it's going to go crazy because
I didn't say that once, and neither did you.
No, I didn't. Exactly. No, I left it because I was like, I'm 100% sure.
To make that on your question, I'll say, do you know the guy that piloted the biplane, did all the loop-de-loops every year around all the farms?
That's right.
Cousin Fred? Yes. So maybe we start with seeds here now. Since James is here.
James, let's start with you, and then you guys can drop off.
I wasn't ready for any of that. Thanks.
I know. We fucking with you.
Well, you know, I'm trying. We're just rolling here, man. We're jiving.
Look at that. Beautiful.
Seeds here now.
Hey there, Adam Dunn Show listeners. Are you ready to transform your garden into a refreshing oasis? This August, Seeds Here Now has the perfect way to beat the summer heat with our flavor of the month, mint. Imagine the invigorating essence of mint filling your garden and your senses, all at a cool 20% off. But that's not all. We're also celebrating Humboldt Seed Company as our breeder of the month, known for the sustainable, top-tier genetics. Humboldt Seed Company brings you strains that are mindful of the planet as they are mighty in growth. Get 20% off their exceptional strains all month long. Also, let's see here.
Do I feel lucky?
Hold on, I have to go through these.
Oh, Jesus.
All right. Attention growers, the game has changed. Once known as the king of the no-clone zone, Seeds Here Now has pivoted in a big way. We're excited to announce the addition of the clones to our website. We're launching with an incredible selection of 175 different clones with even much more strains being added every day. Whether you're a seasoned pro or just getting started, we got the genetics to help you grow your best. Visit Seeds Here Now today and take your grow to the next level.
Man, good job, Mark. You only fucked up on like
awesome.
It's not on the same page. I had to look up the other email.
It didn't sound like you were reading at all.
I love your artwork though, James. All your AI artwork is amazing.
Way to go, James.
It's looking
It's
really
like a damn commercial. I love it. It's like on a fast loop.
It's tight.
We got a new drop from Massive right there. Lemon Hoko, the Blueberry IX came in.
Yeah.
We've got a clearance sale, 40% off on a bunch of reg stuff from last year. Got the restock from Raw. Just happened. Mephisto launched yesterday. That's the date on that one. Big restock on Exotic last week, like 30 of his stuff.
Look at that. Happy Dreams. Boom.
There you go.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, you guys.
Thank you.
SeedsHereNow.com. Thank you so much.
Thanks for sure. See you
Thanks, James. That was a great game show. I'm looking forward to the next iteration of it.
Yeah, I can do the humble questions, and you guys have to try to answer them.
There you go. Some history.
You do realize the show Who Wants to Be a Millionaire was on for like 5 years before anybody won $1 million.
Wow.
Yeah, well, that's because they had really.
Okay, so you're putting up $1 million, I hear.
That was James was.
If you do have $1 million, come on down to So High Cafe and buy all of Vinny's
all the
barbecue,
barbecue we have.
aka Viper Pit Barbecue. You can get home style mac and cheese, brisket, ribs, burnt ends,
all that good
Links.
stuff.
Links.
Home sauces made in-house
With Ozo.
with Ozo coffee up in that mug. Also, you can get a cup of Ozo while you're here.
That's going good
Have a
lately.
podcast, you can round the studio. You want to do your podcast from here? Let's do it. SoHighCafe.com.
Boom.
SoHighCafe.com.
Speaking of Ozo
So if
coffee,
you drink coffee, you want to go to ozocoffee.com. Check this out. See, you wouldn't know them, Mr. Dream. Happy Dream. They have
Well, you want the
relationships.
best seeds out there and some exotic genetics that produce really loud, flavorful weed with high yields. You got to hit up Seeds Here Now for the Happy Dream genetics,
Well,
fems
that we
and
know.
regulars.
But we want coffee right now, so you got to say ozocoffee.com.
oh yeah,
And then you got to put Dunn Deal 2024 at checkout because they have relationships with these little farms across the globe, and they just roast the beans after they're sent green. I got that backwards, but they're sent green, and then they roast them on a 1959 roaster in Boulder. So you go to ozocoffee.com, Dunn Deal 2024. You get 20% off all your
Did you
coffee.
bring any with you? Did you? You're in there.
Of course I did.
Of course. Huh?
We need smell-o-vision.
I know.
Smell-o-vision.
Well, then we'd be really popular.
BuildAsoil.com. You don't want smell-o-vision here.
BuildAsoil.com.
So those ferments.
Oh yeah, you don't want
Oh,
to
boy.
exactly. Woo, stanky. But yes, BuildAsoil.com is your source for all the best in organic growing inputs. They have a bunch of our buddies on there, like we were just talking about plant ferments from our buddy Miles. No, Miles. And then
Oh,
Duke's
yeah.
got his own soil there.
I was going on to the next one.
Oh yeah, Duke's got his own
See,
soil.
we just work in tandem with the supplier.
You got
See, we just
Rootwise, you got all these great products, but it just, if you want to get the done deal, you have to call them 855-877-SOIL. Talk to somebody direct because they cannot do it on the computer. It's too complicated.
Nope.
We broke them.
We broke them.
BuildAsoil.com.
YoTip.com.
Dave, did you bring
So-
your tips?
Of course I did.
Okay,
a bunch. I
just
bought a whole
checking.
box because since Rand worked out a deal with Cookies for all of his attendees of Rare Evo, I figured I would stop in and try to get them to carry a box of Yo-Tips since Planet 13 has them. And Christina rolled a blunt and was smoking it, and I gave her a Yo-Tip.
XL?
And it was words I didn't prompt her. She said it works. So you go to yotip.com, enter Done Deal at checkout. You'll get 10% off your order. It'll keep you safe. No COVID, no plague, no wook flu, no conference cough. And it makes any joint hit better. It's like a garden hose, just putting a handle on it.
It's like a
so you go to
It's like a
Yotip.com.
garden hose in your mouth. There you go. Perfect. It's like a garden
It works.
hose.
Whoa.
Yotip.com.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
My blunt hit better.
Hey.
Did you have an
Green
XL
Farms.
or did you have a regular one for that blunt?
It worked. It fit right into a
Wow, it's a skinny blunt.
regular one.
You need to get
The
that.
regular one, but
Green Farms
I had
LLC.com.
an XL.
Bigger ones.
I could use.
That joint definitely uses a regular tip right there.
That's a regular
Yep.
tip if I ever
Yep.
seen one. Doesn't even have a tip.
But
that one's
Green
not
Farms
worthy of
Med is a medical dispensary in
Colorado
I
Springs.
was about to say Southern California.
Southern California. Damn, you're out of your mind. Now, if you are a medical marijuana patient here in Colorado and you happen to be near the Springs, you need to swing by Green Farms Dispensary.
With a gifted smoker.
You will be treated like a king, I guarantee you, or queen. But they definitely will have 900 plus SKUs, so that every top brand from Colorado is represented there. And like I said, they
Got to
love
be a
it.
medical patient.
They
Word of the
love
day. Excuse.
Mention the Adam Dunn Show, and then you're gonna get a shower with
Shower,
gifts.
yeah, it's
At
gonna be
least 10% off.
Howard, I'm gonna have to drive out.
confetti shoots out of the little confetti ball. Oh my God!
But in order to shop
Oh
there, you're
my
gonna need a
gosh.
med card. And Dave, where do you get your med card
Dave,
at?
where do you get this med card?
holoshealth.com. You ask for, you go to their website, you tell them you heard about it on the Adam Dunn Show, you'll get 20% off your medical card. They also see patients that are under 21 but over 18 years of age. They do great work, and they sell a bunch of different CBD holistic products. And Dr. Joe Cohen is a friend of the show, is also advising to some psychedelic therapy in Colorado. So you should ask him about it if you give him a call.
Green Bros.
Oh shit!
So they're just improving cannabis cultivations worldwide. All their equipment is made in Las Vegas. They don't trim; they pluck. They produce a byproduct that allows you to get it processed from a number of extractors the best possible. So in Colorado, Oklahoma, apothecary extracts won't even take your trim if you didn't have it trimmed or ground on an apothecary on a Green Bros machine. You can get the trimmer bucket for $300, but after entering Dunn Deal, you get 10% off. So you get it for $270. Holy moly. It's like having 5 friends come over. And if you're in the pre-roll business, you should check out their Holy Roller because it can make 500 to 700 joints an hour. But if you're making any type of extraction, they have a dry sift machine that is on fire. You need to check them out. So you go to greenbros.com, tell them you heard about it on the Adam Dunn Show.
And Dave got a little crossed up there, but he wanted to go on to Apothecary Farms, which is Denver and Oklahoma's concentrate-focused dispensary. They just stocked up on all of the cartridges there, all of their disposable carts. They have many tiers of flavors.
How about the SKUs? How many SKUs they have?
I don't know about SKUs. I don't know if they're going to be.
Word of the day, bro.
I don't know if they're going to be JW over there. But,
many tiers. Many is at least 3, so 3 or 4.
They have some very tasty SKUs. I can
tasty SKUs.
That. So let them know you heard it on the Adam Dunn Show, apothecaryfarms.com.
Boom, 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 boom.
Dabex.
Does Christina
Best
like,
electronic dab rig on the market. I saw.
Does she like it?
Does she like it? Does Christina?
What'd you think of this,
It's her first
Christina?
time, right? It's her first time trying it.
Right in the mic. You got
Carta, you got to get Carta on there.
No, we've already had it.
Actually, we've had
Carta.
we've had Carta as a sponsor. We like them, and trust me, if you're a Carta fan, just stay in touch with the news upcoming. There'll be some really interesting things. But go to dabex.com, enter Dunn Deal at checkout. You get 20% off everything in their store. It right now is the most efficient, and in my opinion, it hits the best dab rig on the market. The Vapor and the Reclaim never share the same path. The Reclaim collects in a little dish on the bottom. You stick it in the freezer overnight. You crack it out. It's clean. It cleans with a terp wipe, all right, that you can clean it multiple times.
And also, don't forget, if you have your favorite dab rig, you can use the Rocket, too.
I love the Rocket. So it turns any glass rig or any rig into a dab rig. So you go to dabex.com, Dunn Deal at checkout, 20% off everything in their store. And you want this Adam Dunn Show branded dab tool. Okay? It's available. Just when you're checking out, put a note in the instructions, and you want the branded one.
Get the branded one. Dabex.com. And then you're going to want to fill it with a 8-gram tub from 14 or Boulder.
14 or Boulder. Get the DJC. It is fireweed. Yes, I was shopping at the Costco the other day with my daughter, and
Someone
some
recognized
guy
you?
saw my Fort. Yeah, and I did break the rules. They didn't listen to the show, but they knew my face on the can. So I did give them the Dunn Deal code. So you get 20% off your order. The hash holes are fire. The rosin is so on point. And it's low $20. You can't find rosin like this in Colorado. The 8-gram tubs are amazing. The flour is fire, fire, fire. So you go to 14erboulder.com, Dunn Deal at checkout, 20% off.
Humboldt Humidors.
If you enter Dunn Deal at checkout,
Made
you
in
get
Colorado.
20% off their humidors. So Christina gave me shit the moment I took my dry, crackly weed out. She said she didn't even smell it. She heard it crackling in my hand and was like, fuck that, I'm not smoking it. Because I didn't bring my humidor with me. If I did, I would have had nice, moist weed. Yes, Vinny, use it.
Moist.
Moist.
So, HumboldtHumidors.com. Enter Dunn Deal at checkout. Look for some really interesting collaborations soon. Oh, yes.
QuiHempCo.com.
Dunn Deal at checkout. 25% off all of their products. You want to get their CBD for your pet as well.
Stundenglas.
These guys sent us a most amazing double infuser with a Grateful Dead logo on it, and it hits so hard we don't use it on the show because it's just so amazing. Stundenglass.com, done deal at checkout, 25% off, 23% off. Sorry.
Hortitech Direct.
The best greenhouses in the market. What can I say? Hortitechdirect.com. You tell them you heard about it on the Adam Dunn show. You're going to get 5% off any greenhouse, and they are not. They are not cheap. We had somebody on the show in North Dakota using one of their greenhouses. All the mechanics are on the interior wall. It was minus 70 degrees outside with 50-mile-an-hour sustained winds, and it never changed from 72 degrees inside. HortitechDirect.com.
Turpwipes.com/done deal.
Did you bring a lot of turp wipes with you? Did you bring any with you?
Anyway, thanks, guys. I'm going to check out.
All right, Mr. D. Thank you, sir. Thanks for hanging in.
I was listening in, just hearing it all. Got to run the ads.
Got to do it. Take care of yourself.
Yeah.
Peace out, man.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
See you again. Peace out. Oh, yeah.
No, see, they can't see. We're teeny tiny right there right now.
You tiny.
Oh,
you're
you're
tiny.
about to be nice and biggy.
We're about to make you huge.
Turpwipes.com/done deal.
I see
Missed your opportunity there,
I can see
Mark.
right inside your pores.
Look at that forehead shine. All right.
Total shiny forehead.
Yep. Turpwipes.com/done deal.
I have the Vegas's premier makeup artist.
Oh, yeah.
We'll see what
you
can
take
do.
care of his
know?
dome, please?
do
It's
that
like the
for
shine
Patreon,
is coming
please.
back.
Bio.
Can you do anything with this?
365.com. Bio365.
I can do a lot.
Uh-oh. Bio365.com. You want to give them a call. Tell them what you're going with.
Kind of like cat makeup. If you could do the cat makeup.
No,
would be
let's
really
just keep going.
That's what I wanna see.
Bio365.com.
Dave, like a cat.
BioLight, BioBlend, Bio stuff. Tell them you heard about it on the show.
I'm getting a new batch coming my way. So.
Numb nuts. Look what came here too.
Oh shit! You brought your nuts.
Bam.
With you? You brought your nuts.
Look at
with
that.
You?
Oh man.
Damn, Dave never. leaves
Go
his
ahead,
house.
guys. Go ahead. Come on. You don't miss the opportunity.
Okay, what?
Yeah.
Got more on your chin than in the thing,
go ahead.
or what are we doing? What are you doing here?
I don't know.
Dave brought his
Numbnutsco.com.
Are those nuts on
You
your
enter
chin?
Done
Dave?
Deal at checkout. You get 20% off your order. If you have a dog at home, you want to buy their 4-dog CBD numbnuts. And if you're a medical patient in the state of Colorado, you click the Find Our Nuts button, upper right, and you can buy 1,000 milligram tub of THC infused peanut butter. It's amazing. Numbnutsco.com.
Yeah, that is the makeup right there, Vinny. Good job. If we found the makeup we would like you to do on Dave. We'll show it to you.
Don't pay
after.
attention. Christina's got to go right now. I'm sorry she can't see anything.
Show her the
sorry,
makeup.
she has to leave.
There it is. There it
She has to
is.
leave. No,
Can you do that?
That's what we
Can
wanna
you do
do.
that?
We
Can
need
you
that.
do that?
That's it.
That's the
That's it.
Dude, that's so Dave, isn't
It's
it?
so Dave.
It's so Dave.
Tomorrow at the crypto show, you will be the man.
Yeah.
I'll wear that on
Yeah.
television
It's so
tomorrow in the
crypto
poker
right
I want to
tournament.
do it. I want to do it.
Yeah,
Right,
that-
so-
yep.
And in order to light it up, we're going to go to sunscapeled.com.
Wait, let's go back. If anybody really wants to see me in that makeup, you can
$500, yeah.
start sending Venmo. No, 500 my ass.
What, you want more?
You know. Oh, yeah.
I can get you in the
Yeah, yeah.
band even.
Dude, we get you.
I can be in the band?
Oh yeah, if you can match up with that guy, we can get you in that band.
Something tells me that means something.
He's the
What does
bass,
that mean?
That's the bass player.
There it is. Yeah.
Full-on bass player.
I don't play bass.
She's
I play
memorizing it.
saxophone.
She's memorizing it. She's like, I got this. This is like one of those challenges. Like
Stop.
One of those,
Hey,
it's like a
no,
makeup
don't
challenge.
look.
Makeup challenge. Red team. Dave's gonna
We're
come out.
hold on, we're losing connection.
Oh, come on.
I have to change it. All right.
Fizzle
All right.
fazzle.
We ain't losing shit.
You got it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
She's
can,
ready, dude. Break it
I
out.
oh my goodness. And
But
there's,
you
like,
can
a
illuminate
little
that.
Maybe-
piece of blue on the top of his head too. Like
You got it. She's memorizing it.
It's good stuff.
It's mesmerized.
I hate you, Vinny. I hate you.
You don't even have to shave
I'm
off much
so
hair off the
ready.
top to like make it match. It's all good. All right,
the best.
sunscapeled.com.
Okay, yeah,
Sunscapeled.com. You want to check these guys out. They are made from the Chinese mining industry. They're totally tunable on 3 different spectrums. You clean them with a pressure washer, and you just wipe them down. Adam's growing with them.
Love them.
Everyone's growing. They grow. They were designed really straight for the rosin market. So you want to check out their videos. You want to give them a call. They will spec out your garden. They'll let you know exactly what you need. I'm forgetting the the term. They have
Did we just make you nervous?
what's the lighting person that comes in? Yeah, a little bit.
Oh, it's called
What's the
Midsteo. Midsteo will
Yeah.
come in and yes, he will mids out your place.
It won't
for
be
you.
Midsteo. It'll be Jin. And he'll come in and he'll spec everything out that you need. So you go to HordatechDirect.com and please tell him you heard about it on the Adam Dunn Show.
That's right. That's right.
JeromeBaker.com.
Right there in Vegas.
Home of the Vindicator.
You must know Jason. She knows Jason, of course, right?
A pretty girl that smokes pretty weed knows Jason Harris of Las
course.
Vegas.
Has to.
There is a very good chance he knows every single
99%
pretty girl.
chance.
What does that mean?
Jason Harris?
Yeah.
That man is the most popular person I have ever met. I have never seen him without a beautiful woman on his arm.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, but I've never been on his arm.
Yeah, he knows them all.
Jeez.
JeromeBakerGlass.com.
Making pipes since '91.
Whoops.
And then you can
Created their own lane. Created their
support
own
the
lane.
show, AdamDunnShow.com, and check out the merch. We have all kinds of stuff. We have
Check
Adam
out
Dunn
the
Show
merch.
logos, classic skull logos, because Adam loves skulls so
I
much.
do love skulls.
And you can scare people with our sort of weird flag kind of thing. And
Oh
they
yeah,
don't know if you're
that
like,
makes people nervous in the wrong areas because they're like,
right-wing
"Whoa,
It is
thin
it's
blue
the
line,
greatest
thin,
shirt.
thin blue line."
You want to wear the shirt,
or
when you
just
don't
wear
wanna
that
have
one.
conversations with
or you
people.
can get a bird.
No, the other one, the motherfucking Adam Dunn Show, and then you can insult everybody everywhere all
And
the
then
time.
you can't walk into any grocery
Right,
store in
Dave?
America.
That's
Oh, I'm good at insulting people.
Adam still
Yeah.
does, and it's
Page-
fine. And you know,
Bottom page 2.
Pirates of the Cannabis.
Look at that. Come
Bottom
on,
of page 2.
come on, old school.
Gonna
Old
go
school.
all
Those
the
are
way down.
old school.
Old school.
Bottom of page 3.
What are we doing now?
three
Bottom of page 3.
is-
Oh God, Vinny's trying to
Warped.
hype his own shit
There you
up.
go. Warped.
Is it there?
Where?
Yeah, there it is.
Oh, there's Vinny.
There's
Yeah,
some warped.
so you can
I
get
was
some Vinny
glad we take
Team Warp stuff here. So check that out. Look at that green shirt. It even looks like Vinny's wearing it. Oh no, it looks like the kid.
That's the kid.
That's the kid. That's right.
That is 100% the
That's
kid.
100% the kid. Yeah, it
It
is.
is the
dude.
kid.
That's the kid.
Looks
Anyways,
like the kid.
that brings us to this, which we
that brings us
really
back
need
to the most important thing,
Yeah,
basically. is
exactly.
Do you want to see the whole
when is the
vid?
makeup going to be done?
a little
And
base
when do we get to
Tuned.
see the when do we
Patreon
see-
will show the whole video.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Patreon. We're gonna play the whole video. It's a lot of bass humping.
You guys better get his outfit ready.
No, well, we already know because his outfit is
we lost our
is a
connection.
flesh-toned unitard, right? So flesh-toned unitard, that makeup
Mm-hmm.
on roller skates, and we're good. You have got the costume of all costumes.
Sweet.
Telling you, dude, that's the one.
I
Maybe with a giant,
feel your,
with a
I feel
giant,
your
If you don't
vision.
shave, I'm gonna lay your
Cardano
I
symbol.
don't
beard-
what?
If you don't shave your beard, I'm gonna lay it down with like latex.
Yeah,
This is
that-
gonna look
I like
better.
that. That's better.
You've created a
Jay
monster.
Leno, he'll be like Jay Leno. He'll have a huge chin. It'll be underneath the makeup. Be like, that's
A
good.
Jay Leno chin?
Yeah, you need a Jay Leno chin.
Oh, like
He's already got one
Hellboy?
under that goatee right there.
Yeah, and that's how you hide the
Hire me
goatee.
for your latex salesman.
Because this looks like Flabby Flab, so I lost weight, so I got to cover it.
Hide the flabby flab with
Selling
the,
of latex
that
and latex-related products.
Practicing my breakdancing moves.
Exactly. Well, I look forward to the makeup.
Yeah, you keep hoping for that, buddy.
Breakdancing got 86
What are you doing,
from the
Mark?
Olympics.
Oh, that was
sucks.
we should talk about that because that was just a shame.
What's that?
Patreon.
The
break
breakdancing. We'll talk
dancing.
about it on Patreon. So I will post the link for everyone.
Oh, the breakdancing, that'll be on Patreon. Patreon is all about that kind of stuff.
Yeah, all that stuff that you want to hear about. You can get in the grow with Adam, get a Zoom link to talk shop with the cast, and see the landlady. Hopefully, if she comes
I think she
through
pulled
today.
up.
I think I just saw her pull up. So, Patreon.com/Adam Dunn Show. For those of you who aren't in the chat, go hit that up. $4.20 a month gets you an extra hour of show. All kinds of stuff.
Oh,
All
you get to hang
kinds of
out.
stuff.
You know who? Guess who's here, Dave?
Who's here?
Well, here. Yeah, who would be here?
Who would be here?
There's a landlady here.
She is coming in the door. She's.
How about Mr. X?
No, he's gone. One more famous. Famous.
iRock?
No.
You denied him a chance to win things earlier. You did.
I think that's why he's here. is
Oh,
because
Mike Denver.
He was pissed because you denied him the ability to be on the
fuck,
game show.
Dave?
He was like, "Fuck
He-
that guy."
first off, he
And
wouldn't
came
wanna
right
be-
down
he-
here.
he-
Like, what the hell? You guys saying my name?
He's so smart. He doesn't want to compete against muggles.
No,
It's beneath him.
come on.
It's
had all
totally
the
beneath him.
questions
He
right
doesn't
anyway.
need to do
He
that.
was ready to go. He had a notebook.
He wrote the questions.
Everything.
He's AI.
He's going to get 500 seeds, dude.
He was like, I will get that 500 seeds. And then Dave denied him, so now he's actually pissed off.
Now he's really pissed.
Okay.
Extra
Good.
pissed.
Good.
So
I appreciate it.
You might not want to come back. You might want to just stay there.
Okay.
All right.
No
I'm
problem.
Just saying. Just giving you the reality, you know.
Let me know. I appreciate.
Like
Yeah, I
Denver's
know. I
looking
pissed
for
him
you.
off. It was that pissed him off. It wasn't the comment that Rosendogs made that time at Meow Wolf. Who's that chick sitting next to Dave?
Oh, wow. Now you're bringing
It
that
wasn't
up.
that. It wasn't that,
You
right? It
thought-
was this.
He was just about to let you off, and then you started to bring that up.
4 or
and now
5
he's
years
pissed.
back. Let me go.
Now he's
I'm good at
he's
that.
ripping his shirt
I'm very
off.
good at
He's
that.
flamed out.
flexing.
By the way, everybody needs to send some positive vibes because I did reach out to Vince and suggested a few dates. So we'll see what he says when he gets back to us
Meow
when we
Wolf?
do the show live from the Denver Meow Wolf mobile Adam Dunn studio, and then we go into Meow Wolf completely sober.
Yeah, that's never going to happen.
Definitely completely sober.
All right. Sounds
I'm not even gonna
good.
smoke
Well,
weed that day.
welcome. Thanks for coming through, everybody.
Maybe we can.
Thank
get
you,
the
Christina,
Mateo.
for coming in.
Can we get
Thank
the
you for
Mateo booth
having me.
inside?
Yeah, no problem.
I
And
had fun.
What'd you say, Vinny, over
in a
Christina?
roundabout way.
I said we can get the Mateo booth inside.
That's right.
Yeah, remember the Mateo booth?
Yeah, you remember
The
that?
12 people know what you mean.
I know, because it was on Patreon only, so that's why you need to go to
Right.
patreon.com/Adam Dunn Show and get this next hour of the Patreon.
Then you'll understand all our inside jokes.
And if you're in Vegas and you need your makeup done, where do they come see you?
Oh yeah, give us the lowdown.
How do they get in touch with you?
They can follow my Instagram. It's Christina with a K, cannabis with a K, MUA. And they can reach out to me on there and I will travel to them. I unfortunately don't have a studio at the moment, so please reach out to me on there and we can get in touch from there.
There you go. And if you're ever in need of anyone to attend a conference in Las Vegas, they can reach out to you as well.
If you need prosthetics done while you're in Vegas, you got somebody to call.
If you need any
extra-
makeup,
extra
like
Yes,
I would
that-
like
special
a
effects. I appreciate it. Special effects are my thing. Halloween is coming up. I would
Nice.
love to do that. Please get in touch.
What was the Instagram again?
Actually,
I'm
that's
sorry,
what,
I
that was
couldn't
my
find it.
dream when I was a kid. I loved.
I'll send it to you right now,
Okay,
Mark.
send
But
it
I've
to
been,
me.
Christina with a K, Kristina.
Uh-huh.
Cannabis, KANNABISMUA.
Do they still make?
he's probably shadow banned.
Do they still make Fangoria, the magazine? Do they still make the magazine?
Yes.
They do.
Yeah.
Do you ever read that, Christina? Fangoria?
I do not.
What? Come on. You know Tom Savini? You know that makeup artist? You know who he is?
Yes, I do.
Okay, good. So you're like the scary shit, the nasty stuff.
See, now he's asking you tough questions. This is what I deal with every Friday, right? See, James Bean already set her up.
They sent it to you, and I need that picture because I need
Oh,
it on my phone.
I will
so
send
can
it.
No
see it.
photo. It never happened. We
It's
lost this
happening.
episode.
It's
Mark
happening.
had trouble uploading
We'll
it.
make sure we get that to you.
I'll send it to Dave, but Dave will delete it.
Okay,
That's the
now
only
they have
problem.
my Instagram, so
Oh,
they
yeah,
can
no,
send
Instagram.
me
Send it to
on
Instagram.
Yeah, totally.
No, Instagram is down.
Cameras with a
Coming in
K.
hot.
Coming in hot. Don't worry, we got you.
Why do we even need Instagram? I mean, all right, whatever.
It's good.
Thank you, everybody, for listening. We appreciate you. We thank, even though I don't like them, Mark and Vinny, appreciate you guys. At least the glare isn't in Wu-Tang is forever, and everyone can see it right now.
What's funny is
What's
I have
fun?
a Wu-Tang tattoo.
No, look
Okay,
at that.
so look,
Zoom
I'm
in.
following you now. So now I'm going to send you the photo.
Oh, now you have
She got a
10,000
Wu-Tang?
more
You got a Wu-Tang
followers.
tattoo? Wu-Tang too? Wu-Tang too.
Yeah.
Wu-Tang
So
too.
the Wu-Tang is
So-
forever right there, and I have a Wu-Tang tattoo right on my chest.
We had Young Dirty Bastard on the show.
Yeah.
Old Dirty Bastards
Did you put it in the
with his
chat?
kids. And
Yes.
what was the other guy's name?
Who? His friend?
We had, yeah.
I'm gonna
He
send
was
the
on.
whole
He was
video.
funny.
Yeah.
He
who
anyway.
nobody remembers name? Yes.
No,
Right.
I follow him on Instagram.
Oh, wait.
I
Hold
don't
on. Here we
remember.
go. Message. Perfect. Photo.
Yeah.
Coming your way. Let's see what I got.
Nope. Her Instagram account got deleted because it was the.
No, I'm on there right now. What do you
All
think?
right, we got to go to
No,
Patreon, guys.
We're going to
it's being
Patreon,
del- it's-
people.
All right, we'll see you at Patreon.
See you guys. Peace out.
Practically every one of the top 40 records being played on every radio station in the United States is a communication to the children to take a trip to cop out, to groove. The psychedelic jackets on the record albums.
This is a special question. We don't want you to smoke genetic modified ganja. We want you to smoke the real thing. Want you to smoke the natural herb. Sweet. Some call it marijuana. Sweet. Some call it sesame. Sweet. Some call it dance bread. The tea. And some people call it
Adam, can you hear me? Okay.